I've
5,
had that one.
And we're on the air, guys, just so you know.
about 10ish.
Very
10-ish.
good. What's up,
Not
chat?
regret.
She's cracked too.
I'll be tell these guys are on the air before they say something they regret.
Oh, we didn't even say anything dirty.
I know.
Well, the night is young, Baz. The night is young. It's bound to happen.
Let the dirty-minded second thoughts come through.
We're in the bowels of Beaufort. That's as dirty as we get.
Well, it's not Beaufort for a start.
Stroud?
Stroud and Beaufort, fucking Stroud. Zadriel's gonna get a Stroud right up to Jaxie.
Be jealous.
Evil. Have you got this restricted to only 720?
Yes.
Okay.
I've dropped it because of the gaming. I had to go back down to 720. Otherwise, it was just buffering and all sorts. So I've gone right back down to 720 by 30, which should help a lot of people.
No, it doesn't help me. I go to 480.
Why can't you watch in 720 when you can watch in 1080? That makes no sense.
Because the stream keeps pausing and starting and pausing and starting. You know that little circle that goes around?
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. If it was in 1080,
I can
now
watch
it's in 720.
I can watch it.
It should be better because it's a lower bit rate.
No, it's the streaming buff that.
Yeah, but it should be better because it's a lower.
It's internet technology.
It's
can't
weird,
work
man.
It look at Blue Jay. She can't watch it either.
Well, that's tough. You're gonna have to deal with it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's either I can't game on 1080p. It's just not gonna happen.
I'll just pause the fucking stream.
That's fine.
We don't need the stream.
You don't need to watch it anyway because it's not.
We can just not play it if you're going to give me shit all night. Simple.
No, I want to play.
At the end of the day, it shouldn't give you any hassles at all.
The seven.
It's
actually weird. Sometimes it'll happen when Michelle streams as well. Sometimes it'll come up as 720 only, and that's it. You can't do anything else. And other times it allows you to drop the res. And
yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. You shouldn't be able to have, if you have no issues at 1080/60, you should have even less issues at 720 by 30 because it's a lower resolution and a lower bit rate.
Yeah. When I'm on my phone, I can't do any more than 480.
That's on your phone, though. I mean, that's the phone. You expect that with a smaller device.
Yeah, but the stream's going fine.
I don't have. I mean, I'm running the OBS and the stream, everything else, and I at 720, it's way better. I normally have at 1080, I'm buffering all the time. That's why I usually turn the preview off.
I mean, the resolution looks awesome. It's just the buffering is annoying.
That's just your internet.
That's that though.
Yeah,
that's just your crazy internet.
Exactly.
There's not much I can do to fix that, unfortunately, because that's not me. That's a you problem.
Because it's not letting me change. I can go auto or 720. That's it.
Really? Yeah. That's weird. You should have an option to drop to lower.
Yeah.
Wonder it's because of the frame rates, because I've dropped it to 30 frames, maybe.
No idea.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there's not much I can do to help you there. Yeah. Unfortunately, again, Blue Jay, the Aussie internet's not the most stable. Even, I mean, what's your max speed?
Fast internet.
Just move to New Zealand, guys. Just done with it. Come with his proper internet.
Nah.
That'd be cool.
Proper internet, no big spiders, no snakes.
Where's
Just
the fun?
Michelle. We don't need the rest of you.
Where's the challenge? The day-to-day challenge, Mike?
I know, exactly.
Well, I could tell you, but then I might get done for being racist.
I was going to say our day-to-day challenge is the Aussies that keep moving over here.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because there's a lot of New Zealanders over here.
Yeah, they can stay over there. They're probably better off as Aussies anyway.
Probably.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, obviously, if you can't watch, if it's buffering all the time, Trash, you can have issues with the live battle map. It's not ideal.
Exactly.
Do you have another device, i.e., a phone or a tablet?
Do I have to?
Why are we setting head on fire tonight?
because I made smart comments about Aussies, but it's okay. Aussies can hate me. It's good. It's good banter. I like
bloody Michelle in the chat. Reckon you all sound the same to me.
As
I say you all sound the same to us too. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Including the Canadians.
I didn't realize Aussie and New Zealand was like a difference when I came here.
Most people.
Yeah.
Don't.
No one does. We all sound the same.
It's like America, Canada.
Relationship. We hate them. They hate us, and we love it.
No, we don't love it. We just hate you.
You love us, we hate you. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of hard words.
There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate in the chat.
Take my dice and go home.
Wait a minute, I'm already there.
I'll just go back to the UK. It's all good.
See ya.
America.
Fuck yeah.
America.
This is the funny. I had a discussion with a bloke not that long ago. He's sitting there going, "Oh, fucking internet sucks, blah blah blah. It'll be better when 5G comes." And I go, "No, it won't. It'll still be shit." He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, the problem isn't the internet in Australia. It's the lines from Australia to the rest of the world.
It's the infrastructure. It's the infrastructure. The infrastructure is really bad.
Because if you download something within Australia, it's actually really fast.
Yeah, the moment you cross the international line,
yeah, it's when you go overseas that's when it starts slowing down.
And that's where New Zealand government actually did something right for once and spent the money on the international infrastructure to get the faster internet speeds and go fibre. And it made all the difference. I blew his mind when I said that. He said, "Really? You thought that just because we're going to 5G that the internet's going to suddenly go like that?" No. Trashy with the resub. 17 months,
You'll,
dude. Thank you very much.
Trashy, you'll see your own resub in a minute when your screen finishes buffering, mate.
Well,
maybe next year if you're lucky.
So it turns out that the Wi-Fi is better than the wired. Work that out.
Sometimes it is, man. Honestly,
I'm watching the stream now on my tablet. It's perfect.
That's what I mean. Sometimes it is. Like if you've got, again, depends on how your cabling, how your wire is, how long it is.
Not that long.
First thing, it also depends on caching on your modem too. How often do you restart your modem?
Yeah.
When was the last time you did that?
Yeah, it doesn't turn off.
Yeah, I restart ours every. I try and do it once a month, but I haven't done ours for a while either. So Wi-Fi won't work on this computer. I blame Sadiq. Why is it Sadiq's fault that the wireless won't work on your computer, Jay?
I kill my child.
Which child?
He just sent me something in Discord and made me freak out. And I'll send it in.
Now you gotta send it to all of us because now I'm interested.
It's a picture of the chick from The Ring.
I don't think so. I don't think that's a ring.
I think that is the Ring chick.
Send me the
picture.
picture. Because I'll confirm whether it's a ring or not. Because I've seen that movie probably a dozen times. I like that movie. Funny. It's a good.
Not into scary things.
Good comedy movie.
Yeah, I put in pics and vids.
That is not the Ring. That is from Emily Wants to Play video game.
Nope.
Possibly The Grudge.
He's an evil.
No, it's from Emily Wants to Play. Muggles played it.
Oh, is that the one that she was freaking out about?
Right before she stopped streaming, every time you turn around and this thing's there, and it makes a. No, not Emily Drax. But anyhow, we should get into the story before we get too carried away. So you sorted their trash.
Yes.
You got yourself a way to view. That's all we really need. Awesome. So start some mood music.
Okay.
And we'll get into our tonight's story, ladies and germs. I shall turn the DM face on. There we go. So Nutty doesn't freak out about everyone seeing her back. I don't know what's so wrong about the back of her head, but she doesn't like people seeing it.
No doggy for you.
Have you ever watched Jolly Wayne Core? I'm sure he's Chicken's twin brother. No, I haven't yet. I've heard something similar. They can't see your fat ass, Nutty. You're sitting on it. Back of your head they can see. But anyway. When we left off last Sunday night, you had just discovered a large room with a sarcophagus, a couple of dead bodies laying in the floor, seemingly possibly tortured. One had been flayed, the other its throat cut. After some time, a portal opens in the back of the room, and your friend and mine, Asmodeus, smiles, turns, walks back through the portal, and in his place, 3 demons confronts you and attack. As the combat ensues, the portal remains open, and more creatures made their way through. Blazing skeletal creatures join the battle. These demons fought without fear, and the skeletons seem to explode on death. Fiala closes the portal with a dispel magic, preventing further enemies to eventually defeat the demons. Searching the room revealed some interesting items. The sarcophagus opened. Alessandra breaking the bones of some poor dead soul to remove a ring, a pouch of fine sand, a rod, and some potions. You then proceeded back the way you came, traversing yet another long hallway, several turns made, and eventually you come across an area that's marked with seemingly strange rooms until Fiala realized that she can read Dwarven, and it turns out that the origins of this place are steeped in Dwarven history. With that, you then find a portcullis, which you open, almost taking Nemaris' head off with a trap, however. But you make it through. In this room, you find 3 stone coffins, a bunch of crates and barrels. Almost looks like a storeroom of such, but these 3 coffins obviously stand out as being not probably from this place or in this room. Strange markings on the top, one seeming a little different than others. After a bit of discussion backwards and forwards about looting the undead, it seems that all manner of safety was put aside, and you decide to lift the lid on one of these coffins. Sadiq and Neymaris lifting the heavy stone lid, with Alessandros and Yela peeking in from the head end of the coffin. What you found there was the semi-juicy, obviously still kind of alive creature that eventually sat up suddenly, knocking the lid out of Sadiq and Neymaris' hands as it sits and turns towards you, letting out a horrifying sort of breathy screech. And we pretty much ended our story there. This is where we rejoin you guys now, as you are faced with this creature standing up as it slowly stands from this stone coffin. And we will roll initiative and go right over to our battle map. We'll go over to battle music. I didn't move those cameras, so I'll move those now while I'm remembering. I should have done that while we were talking. I've done a new bit up here. So bear with me for a moment while you roll your initiatives.
Just a question, DM.
Are those crates and barrels made out of chocolate?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
No, they're not.
Yum.
They look it.
They look it because I haven't finished painting them yet.
Right, okay.
That's just their base coat, so they do look very chocolatey.
They look awesome.
I want chocolate now. It's not okay.
I want to inspect those barrels.
Ellie knew they were barrels and crates, so it can't be too bad.
Well, it's exactly.
See, tablet works great, doesn't it?
Just a note to DM. Hit was by the door as he was against opening the coffins. He wanted to stay well back.
Put you back there, closer to the door.
Thank you.
And was Click out at this point?
Click was out, but invisible. He was searching the corridor, so he will be near me, but invisible.
Visible Click is right there.
Excellent.
So, with that, we will grab some initiative rolls. So, first up, Neymaris, your roll, please.
I rolled a 4.
4, awesome. Alessandros.
20.
20. Hit.
15.
Yayla.
5.
Yay! Low and high rolls. Sadiq. 11. And we will start our combat with Alessandros. You will start the combat top of the initiative order. However, as the element of surprise is on this creature's side, you'll still get your first attack, but it'll be at disadvantage. Sadiq, you won't have any disadvantages because you have the alert feat, as you cannot be surprised. So everyone that does not have the alert feat in this first round of combat, your attacks will be at disadvantage. So, Alessandros, your first attack, please.
I don't have it. Okay, so at disadvantage, you say?
At disadvantage, yes. So you'll be rolling 2 d20s for any attacks, and you will take the lower.
Yeah, 12.
That will miss.
Second attack? Do I get a second attack?
You do get a second attack. You attack. All your attacks will be at normal, but they'll be at disadvantage because of the surprise.
16 to hit.
That also misses as you strike out, just stepping back in fear as this creature knocks the top of the stone sarcophagus off and knocks it to one side, ripping it out of Sadiq's and Neymaris' hand, and it just turns and looks at you with massive eyes, like no eyelids. It's just a skeletal face. The jaw is open and propped to one side. Doesn't appear to be a tongue or anything there, but it's still very thick with mucus and ichor, and it's generally, and it stinks. Like the stench from this coffin is disgusting. So Ellie, as you strike forward with your first rapier, sort of stepping back, you hit the side of the stonework, and it deflects off. As you strike with the second, the creature almost just swats it away with the hand. It is now, are you going to move, or are you going to stay where you are?
I shall stay where I am. Reactions happen when something happens to me, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool.
But pretty much all 4 of you are at the top of the coffin there, sort of spread out so you can see yourselves. So with that, it is now its turn. And it is going to turn and look at all of you as it stands. Actually, Hit, you'll be involved in this as well. So I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw, please. So We'll just go around from just on the camera view. So Sadiq, your wisdom saving throw.
Thank God from that 20s. That'd be a 19.
A 19? Well done. So a nat 20 for Sadiq. So you will save and can no longer be affected by this particular feature again. So just be aware of that. You had all of a sudden a grip of fear comes over you, and you've managed to fight through it, and are able to shrug off this feeling. You will not be able to be affected by that again for the next 24 hours. Nemaris, yours please.
I rolled an 11, but I've got resistance to psychic attack.
It's not psychic damage. You are now frightened and also paralyzed. As the glare of this creature seems to attack your very soul. With that, you just lock up. You feel your muscles lock up, and that fear that you feel is intense. Alessandros.
19.
19, you succeed. You manage to shrug off that same horrible feeling of death that just grips your internals. Hit.
21.
You also manage to fight off this horrible feeling that grips you. And lastly, Fiona.
28.
Holy Jesus. These wisdom saves.
19 plus 9, yeah.
Wow. So all but Nomaris are not affected by this particular effect. So Nomaris, you are currently paralyzed and frightened. You will be that way until the end of the mummy's next turn. So, oh, excuse me. He will use that, and he's going to reach out with a rotting fist and attack. Probably you, Fiela, as you would have been the one that saw first. So you will need. It's going to make a weapon attack, which will be 10 to hit. I believe that misses.
Misses, yeah.
So it misses, reaching out with its long bony fingers, tries to sort of reach out and grab you or attack you, and just misjudges its distance and just sort of narrowly misses your face. But that is its turn. Hit, you're up.
Okay. Hit holds up Scully with the symbol of Maggie of the thatch, and he says, Maggie, show him the Book of Souls. And he casts Spiritual Weapon, a large Book of Souls, above the creature's head. It cannot attack this round because I've cast it.
No problem. I'm going to have to make a Book of Souls now.
It's just got Eddie's face on the front like the Necronomicon.
I don't think I can get that much detail, but I definitely can make a book.
Excellent. And with his action, he's going to cast cantrip, Word of Radiance. So he turns the skull around and says, Moonchild. And then faces it back at the creature, and a radiant beam will hit it for 8 radiant damage.
8 radiant damage. No save for that, is there?
Sorry, no, it is a save. He must make a Constitution save.
On save. Woo. That would be a 28.
Oh, in that case, he takes no radiant damage.
A natural 20 on the con save.
And Killick will move to the dead center of the room. He has 40 feet of flight in his invisibility.
Done.
That is it for hit.
That is it for hit. And next up, we will see what happens. You all of a sudden hear from across the room to your left and behind you the sound of pounding on stone. And let's say, Namaris, you probably hear it, but you can't react. But Fiala, Alessandros, even you hit, and Sadiq, all of you would hear it. Very loud pounding of stone. And as you look over towards the left of the room, you can see both of the other two coffins shaking. The top of them shaking and moving. They haven't broken free, but there is definitely something inside those coffins, and they are trying to get out. Next up, Sadiq. Fiala on board after that.
Taking a swing at dude in the coffin, I guess.
No worries. Take a swing, sir. And your amulet would be showing up definitely as an undead creature.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that it's an undead creature, but it was definitely would have been glowing the moment you walked into the room. I should have mentioned that before.
Well, first attack's definitely going to miss with a 10.
That
and
misses.
The second's a 16.
That misses also,
Okay.
unfortunately. So both attacks, even though you were not frightened by this creature, the glare and the presence of this creature has probably rattled you a little bit. You weren't expecting to find something like this here. But, so both your attacks parried and take no effect. Not going to move. Bonus action.
Say what I mean.
Gala.
I'm going to conjure a moonbeam upon him, and he needs to make a con save.
Con save. That will be a failure with a 6.
Yeah, he's gonna take 15 damage, radiant.
15 radiant damage.
And I probably it'll be best staying right where I am, so.
No worries. So you're going to stay there. So as you mutter the arcane, your words of power, and you call down this beam of energy from above, a beam of moonlight strikes this creature from directly above, and, lighting him up like a Christmas tree initially for a split second, and then bursting in radiant energy. It reels back for a second and then stands itself back up to its full height, which is about 10 feet tall. And that is your turn. It is now Namaris' turn. Unfortunately, you are paralyzed and unable to move at this point. So that will be your turn. Can't really do anything, as you are still paralyzed and frightened. Back to the top of the initiative order with Alessandros.
I'm not surprised anymore.
No. Back to normal attacks. You compose yourself and prepare to face this creature.
So I'm using the luck that I was given because I rolled shit.
Okay, make sure you've marked that off. Was it a natural 1 or just real shit?
Real shit. Okay, so we go back to there, we go there, we go attack again. Well, that wasn't much better. Okay,
so what was your first attack roll?
That was an 8.
That misses.
Hang on, the first one was 16.
That misses.
The new roll is 15.
That also misses. So your offhand attack. Oh, you got 2 attacks, sorry. You've still got a second attack on your main hand.
Oh my god, enough with the bloody 7s, Jesus.
Another miss.
Yes.
Offhand attack.
So I'm going to use bonus action. No, not going to do that. Other. Where is it? Limited use. That's what we want. Action surge. That's what I'm going to use.
Okay, so you're going to action surge.
Hang on. No, I can't. I've already used it.
You've already used it. I was going to say you used it last combat, so that will be until you finish a rest.
Yeah, stay and put.
Okay, so you're not going to. You still got a bonus. You've still got a bonus action that you can use. So you can either disengage, offhand attack.
Offhand attack. I don't know why it's not coming up. It's bonus actions only give me the mage hand.
As you are a rogue, you are able to. Anyone can attack with their offhand, but because you're a rogue, you can add you're able to do it at any time. So because you're carrying a finesse weapon, Your action is 2 attacks. The
Okay.
bonus action you can use for anything as well as an offhand attack.
Okay, 24 then.
That does hit. So roll your damage.
10 damage.
10 piercing damage. As you seem to struggle with your first couple of attacks, but the offhand attack, you steady yourself and you thrust forward, finding a piece of flesh just somewhere around the bottom of the rib cage, and it does take some damage. It is now its turn once again. It is now going to going to make a Sacred Flame cast at Neymaris, who is currently paralyzed and frightened. So you do not get to make a dex save because you are currently incapacitated. That will automatically fail the save, so you'll take 8 points of radiant damage as it casts that. And it's also, as a bonus action, you see a shimmering effect start at its feet and work its way up its head. You're not entirely sure what it's done, but it now has a little bit of a shimmer to its form. And that is its turn. Hit, you're up.
Okay, the Book of Souls is still hovering above its
It
head.
is.
Telepathically, Hit will just, as its bonus action, tell it to drop it on his head so it attacks.
Drop it like it's hot.
That's 19 plus 8, that's 27 to hit.
I'm pretty sure that hits.
And 4 bludgeoning, force damage.
4 force damage. Badoosh, as the book strikes down and gives it an almighty slap across the back of the head.
That was a good roll, wasn't it?
It was a good roll.
As Hit's action, he will... Man, this is tough. I don't know what to... I'm trying to help my team, so... Hit raises the skull, the Steel Lady symbol, and he says, "Steel Lady, give us death or glory." And he blesses everyone else except for himself. His entire team now has the bless buff.
No worries. Make note of that, guys. You are now blessed, including you, Neymaris, which now you've just blinked out of your paralyzation. You are still frightened, however. So when you do on your dex turn, you will have to move your entire movement away from this creature. You cannot attack it, and you cannot move towards it.
So just remember D4s on your attack rolls and save throws.
You do get another wisdom save at the top of your turn, though, to try and break free of that.
Hit is now concentrating too, DM.
No problem. We'll make note of that. As you finish your turn, Hit.
Hit will move behind the first set of crates, please. Just so he's still got line of sight. But
Yep,
just
that'll give you +2 to AC, half cover.
Cool.
So with that, at the end of your turn, the creature now what is he going to do? The creature is going to, all of a sudden, the dust and sand and that's lying in this room starts to whip up around this creature, and in an instant he is transformed into a whirlwind of sand. And the whirlwind of sand moves right towards the back of the back of the room. You do not get an attack of opportunity, unfortunately, as he moves away, because there is no physical form to it now. It is literally in a large whirlwind of sand, just swirling and spinning at the end of the room. Once it reaches that side of the room, you see the swirling start to dissipate, and then it stops and the sand scatters across the floor again, and he's standing at the back of the room. That is now Sadiq, your turn. as the sound from the two coffins to the left is still continuing. You hear a large cracking sound from one of the coffins as a large crack is formed in one of the coffin tops. Still yet has not broken free, but it is definitely trying to get out whatever is in it.
Am I able to move over to the one that just turned into a vortex and ran away?
You can move towards it if you wish. What's your movement speed?
35 feet.
Can't quite get to it, but you can get to about there. You're about 10 feet away from it.
Well, that's close enough. I'm going to throw my dagger at it.
Okay, roll to hit.
For a 17.
That will miss,
And
unfortunately.
again.
And it returns to your hand, doesn't it, still?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a returning dagger. And 19.
That will hit.
Alright. So we'll do that. Gotta add that, but it doesn't add it. Really? Come on. So that's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Two of that is radiant.
No problem. So with that, Sadiq, that is your turn.
Yep.
The dagger finds its mark, striking the creature and returning back to your hand. The creature just turns and looks at you. His big eyes. He has no real emotion because it's just mainly skeletal. But yeah, though, you're up with Nemaris on board after that.
I am going to use my action to move my moonbeam toward him, which goes 120 feet,
You
so
can move
should
it right
reach
to
him.
him. Yes.
And try again with the con save.
On save. Fails with a 7.
Oh, nice. 16 radiant this time.
16 radiant. The moonbeam moves across the floor, positioning itself over the creature once again. Flash of radiant light sends bits of bone and cloth scattering. It's not overly happy about this beam of light that's over it at the moment.
I'm going to just move near Kalek a little bit from behind the coffin, and I'm done.
No problem, and with that, this creature is going to use another legendary action. What's he gonna do? He's gonna do... Sadiq, I need you to make a con save, please.
$25.
You succeed as the sand whips up around your feet, up into your face, stinging your skin, almost like being sandblasted for a second. But you manage to avoid getting a face full of sand and getting it into your eyes. But it hurt. Doesn't take any damage, but it hurt a lot. No, Maris, now your turn. So you can make a wisdom save, please, to see if you can shake off this fear. Your face is a great big white blob, being that close to your monitor.
D4s too.
14.
You got D4 as well. That's what the D4. We're gonna have to fix your camera. Your face is nothing but a big white blob. Go change your camera settings. Adjust the white balance.
Looks better.
Yeah, it's because she's got a window open with a bright white character sheet. So we'll just close your character sheet when you're not using it. Might be better. We'll make it smaller, but either way, it's just too bright. So you failed. So you're still frightened. You cannot move towards this creature or attack it. So pretty much you can do anything else at this point apart from move towards it. So you can stay where you are. You can move away from it.
I'm gonna go hide behind hat.
Right in behind head. There you go. Back to the top of the round with Alessandros.
So how far away is it from me?
You don't know. Roughly, could
Okay.
be anywhere. It's to the back of the room, so I mean, judgment wise, maybe 50 or 60 feet.
Is the room dimly lit?
There are torches lit, but there are patches of shadow. You would have to move into one of those patches of shadow, but you do have the movement to do that.
Alright, move into one of the shadows.
And then shadow step, I'm assuming.
Yes. Which is 60 feet.
Note that my sword is alight.
Yeah, he'd be just on the outside of the sword's bright radius
Yeah.
with that, so he'd still be able to get there. It's dim light as well.
And with that, attack.
Attack! So you will get advantage on this.
14 plus.
You got a D4,
Plus. Yep.
but you
hang
also
on.
have advantage as well, so make sure you're rolling twice and taking the highest.
So that's 18 that one, and I'll just yeah, we'll take the 14. Oh, hang on.
If you're rolling advantage, you roll a D20, you take the highest,
Yeah.
which is what? What was your attack roll?
The 14. So
Did you add the D4 to it?
add the D4, which makes it 18.
That is still a miss. However,
Okay.
second attack.
With a 24.
That hits.
That's a 9. I don't get sneak attack.
Do you
on
get
this one,
sneak
do I?
attack? It's your
Ooh, I
first
do.
attack on the. The thing is with sneak attack. Sneak attack is your first hit on your turn. So it's not your first attack. It's the first hit.
So all up 20. So 11 for the sneak attack.
So it's 20 points of piercing damage. Now for your offhand or bonus attack,
Offhand.
or is it a bonus action to shadow step?
But hang on.
Just double check that that's just an
I'm
ability or a
looking.
bonus action. I
Looking,
think it's just an
looking.
ability.
I think so too. Out of a bonus action.
Bonus action. So yep. So you can't use your bonus action offhand, but that's fine. The
Okay.
creature is looking a little worse for wear, but it is now its turn. And on its turn, it is going to cast. Where is it? It's going to cast this thing. Very miniature. A large spectral gargoyle appears in front of this creature, and I need Alessandros and Sadiq both to make a dex save, please.
$25.
That is a success, so you'll take 10 points of radiant damage instead of the full 20. Alessandros. Muted trash.
Hang on, I saw something somewhere. Maybe.
You have evasion if you wish to use it.
Yes.
So what was your roll?
13.
13. So that would be a failure, but you can. Evasion's a reaction.
Okay.
I believe.
When you are subject to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw, you to take only half damage. You take yeah. So I failed, so I guess I get all.
Did you use your D4?
You add your D4?
No, I didn't.
Add your D4?
So, hang on. Oh, not much better. So yeah, it makes it 14.
Still a failure. So unfortunately, evasion will not work, and you will take 20 points of radiant damage. And
so according to this, only half damage if you fail.
So 10 points of radiant damage. And make sure, yeah, you've used your reaction then. Fine. So that was that as a bonus action. Nope, that's all he's going to do.
Cool.
Right, Hex, you're up. And the creature that just spawned as it's dealt damage to the base.
Okay. Hitch gets the feeling that this creature is casting similar spells to it clerically. Hitch is going to get Kalik to move 5, 10, pretty much right back to in front of Hit.
Gonna move to Kalik?
No, Kalik. Kalik will move to Hit.
Ah, to Hit, okay.
Yes.
Done.
Then Hit will move the Book of Souls 20 feet directly in a straight line left, so towards the unopened coffin. It can only move 20 feet.
Yep. Done.
And since it can't be used as a bonus action, Hit will fire. Can Hit still see the creature at the end?
Yep.
Excellent.
The fair distance away, but you can still see it.
Distance is no matter, because Hit traces a sigil in the air and says, Euthanasia, and fires Old Vic's Blast at him. 3 dirty white shots of Eldritch energy. The first one is 17 to hit for the first one.
Misses.
Okay, the next ones are big 17 and a 19, but they're plus 8 each. So I think
they
hit.
both hit, yes.
Okay, so that's 2 hits. It's D10s. Taking so 10 and 11, total of 15 damage.
15 force damage as hits white bolts of energy snake forward, striking this creature in the chest. Next up, a loud cracking sound is heard from across the room as the lid breaks off one of the coffins and a creature crawls out and starts moving towards you, Fiala. Which it reaches you and reaches out and attacks you with its hands. Since you saved earlier, it's the grip of fear. You can feel it, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on you. But it makes an attack roll against you with a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Which does hit, so you'll take 10 points of bludgeoning damage from this undead fist. Plus 10 points of necrotic damage also. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's an 8.
That is a failure. So you are... your maximum hit points have just been decreased by 10, which you can do in manage your HP on your character sheet. You can just reduce your max hit points, and you pretty much you feel a sickening feeling come over your body as this energy, whatever it is, takes hold, and you feel nauseous almost instantly as your hit points are reduced. You can either mark it down on a piece of paper that is reduced by 10, might be easier, but you can do it on your character sheet. Right, so with that, that's that creature's turn. Sadiq, you're up. With Fiona on board after that.
I move up nice and close to that dude that ran away before. Take 2 swings at him. First one at 21.
That hits.
I'll do just all the damage for that one because this makes it easier. So it's undead. 19 points of damage.
And that's how much? That's fire damage.
It's radiant.
It's radiant. Okay. I thought
12.
Oh, you got it lit up as it landed. Okay, you got it lit up as radiant.
Yeah.
Your second attack.
Second attack is for 24.
That hits.
Damage. Roll again. That one's 14. And 6 points of that is radiant.
That is enough to have the skeletal creature, as you strike it with a second attack, it doesn't seem to chop away any chunks of bone or flesh, but it does stand there for a second, looks at you, its eyes go a milky white, and then it collapses on the floor.
Nice.
What else are we up to, Steve?
After that, I'm going to pull a flask of holy water out, throw it over it, and put the empty flask back in the pocket, and move over towards Fiala. I won't get there.
You've got 25 feet of movement left.
Yeah. I won't get there this time, but I'll get there next.
Not quite, but you're getting close. Fiona, it's your turn with Nemaris up after that, and with the death of that creature, your frightfulness disappears.
I am going to cast Hold Person on the one in front of me, which is a Wisdom saving throw for you.
You cast Hold Person and nothing happened.
Okay. So that's my action, and I'm gonna hit it with a shillelagh. Because I can.
Roll to hit.
Yeah, that's 11. That's gonna miss.
That hits.
Oh, good.
And add your D4 as well, but yeah, 11 does hit.
Yeah. And that's 10 damage.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
And I'll stay where I am.
And Nemaris, it is now your turn.
Well, I'm not happy that I was bloody feared, so I'm gonna rage.
Bonus action, rage.
And then I'm gonna run up to that one by Fiala and I'm gonna attack it. With a 14 to hit.
That hits.
It takes 13 damage on the first one.
Second attack.
Oh, fucking that one. 11.
Natural 1.
I got a nat 1. That's an 11.
11 hits, but a natural 1 would miss, unfortunately. And that one always misses.
I I tried.
But you are raging, you are in this battle. It is now back to the top of the initiative order with Alessandros. With the creature dropping in front of you, is now your turn.
The other coffin hasn't come out.
It's still there's still noises coming from within it. It has cracked, but it has not been breached thus far.
All right. Can I make it to the one that they're fighting?
Probably not, but you'd definitely get close.
What if I shadow step to a shadow near one of the coffin that's open?
Yeah, 60 feet.
Yeah.
That'd work. That's your bonus action though, so you're going to get your 2 main attacks, which will be at advantage, your first attack.
20 to hit.
That hits.
12 damage.
Sneak attack.
16 damage.
Second hits.
17 to hit.
Hits.
5 damage.
5 damage. But you just come in, you're swinging, and bits of flesh and fabric fly as Alessandros comes in with the flying rapier. Not quite enough to bring it down, but it is very, very hurt.
Do I get sneak attack on that second?
No, you do not. You only get it on one attack.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
Jeez, man.
I was getting carried away, okay?
Now that one is not there. Hit, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to move the Book of Souls close to the one that is in front of it.
Done.
The Book of Souls will attack with 19.
That hits.
It does 10 force damage as it slams down into the zombie head.
And as it slams down into the zombie head, it continues to slam down until the zombie is nothing more than mush on the ground. It's not really a zombie, it's another mummy, but
okay, another mummy.
it's another wrapped. Well, it looks like a zombie, but it's wrapped in fabric and stuff. But it is now nothing but goop on the floor.
Yes, slam that, my book. And then that is all the enemy in sight, is it?
It is currently, yes.
Excellent. Then Hit will look around the room as his action to see who is worse for wear. Namaris, you look worse for wear, do you not?
Well, you can speak as a free action, so...
Yeah, I think she has the least hit
I'm
points.
looking a little bit bloodied.
Yeah. So you can, I mean, everyone's taken a bit of damage in these previous 2 combats, but yeah, Namaris is looking a little bloodied.
Yeah, just making sure my Beyond overlay was up to date. So, as my, the fuck is this? Cure Wounds, that's the one I'm after. Hit pulls forth his loot and says, "I'm the medicine man!" and casts Cure Wounds, giving her, oh, it's gonna be a good one too. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hit points. 11 points of
11
healing.
points of healing.
Thank you.
We're going to stay in initiative order because technically, even though you're not at the moment technically in combat, there is still another combatant on the field who is currently pounding on the inside of the stone coffin, and you can hear cracking noises coming from the lid of this coffin. So, is that your turn, Head?
That is it for Head, thank you.
Is it for you? So it is now its turn. Will it break free? Yes, it will.
Does it want to break free?
You'll just stand around this and wait for it to bust through and then kill the bloody thing.
It is busted out. It is busted out and has moved directly into you, Sadiq, as you were the closest thing to it. And it is going to make an attack with a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
You will take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and 10 points of necrotic damage. And you'll need to make a con save as well. I know your con saves are stupid high, so I don't expect that unless you get a natural 1 that you're going to fail this.
Dirty 20.
So you succeed. The necrotic energy that tries to leach itself into your bloodstream doesn't seem to take effect, but you do take some damage from this creature. Nemaris, however, you do need to make a wisdom save again, please. As this new creature, you're the only one that failed to save previously, so you're the only one that can be affected by this. So your wisdom save, please.
12.
You succeed. This one's not quite as powerful as the other. So
I was a bit worried about that.
the fear grips you once more, but does not seem to take hold this time. It is now, with that, this creature runs out and attacks you, Sadiq, causing a little bit of damage. It is now your turn. With Fiala on board after that.
Oh, my go.
Yes, your go. You get to retaliate.
17 to hit.
That hits.
I take it as undead.
It is undead, yes.
Ah, goody. Undead damage will be 21 points of damage.
21 damage.
12 of it radiant.
Your second attack.
Swing. Ooh. That's 26.
26.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. So, double your weapon damage and then add all your bits and pieces.
Undead critical damage. Think. That will be 40 points of damage.
Describe the annihilation of this poor creature with a double blow from Sadiq and his giant heavenly executioner.
Basically just went, first attack like that, and then second attack hit it, and it just all went shattering that way. Just followed the blade, kept on traveling.
Yes, so as you strike down, forehand strike on the first attack, you manage to break a few ribs. You hear the shattering of bones as you draw through, extend back up to the backhand and come back with a backhand strike, striking it about mid-chest region and literally shattering it into two pieces as the legs and pelvis and that sort of slide one way, the rib cage and head shoot in a slightly different direction as they hit the floor. It just breaks apart and scatters across the floor. And that is the end of our combat. As you now have a scattering of bones, a bit of a goopy, bony mess. The body of the larger of these creatures lays at the top of this room.
So no Thorfy.
Does not appear so.
You were right, Het. Okay, but still, we needed to look.
Het was trying to. I mean, every time, guys. Is it not? Fiala says, "Hey guys, don't do something." We all go, "Okay, let's not do that." Het says, "Hey guys, let's not do something," and everyone just goes and does it. What is this about?
We trust Fiala more.
Guess so. Nonetheless, Het is feeling weary.
Keep talking among yourself for a second.
That being said, you do have a tendency of playing with the truth. So how are we meant to know when you're joking or being serious?
That is a good question. However, in serious situations, Het does not joke. Oh, hang on, that's a lie.
Yeah, that is a lie.
Yeah. Now do you see the confusion?
True, but I'm pretty sure the desecration of graves definitely did not make that sound very jokeful.
Well, we didn't come here for the intention of desecrating. We came here to search for someone.
Yeah, and that is a location that someone could have been stuck.
We could have knocked and said, "Hey, Thorfy pal, are you in there?"
And what if he was dead? Sorry.
That being said, even if we knocked, it would have woken up the thing that was in it, and we would have been in combat anyway.
I don't understand. It's possible, I guess. You know, sometimes maybe if you are forced to fight, maybe it's okay.
Okay, well, I get that, but at the same time, it's kind of that we're stuffed if we do, and we're stuffed if we don't.
I mean,
like, situation. I guess.
I just previously, Ali was taking things from the last grave as well, which I was a little disturbed by.
Why did you say so?
I didn't take anything, I swear.
Ali, really?
What?
Don't lie.
We saw you. You fell in the coffin as you broke its finger off.
And for Christ's sake, you gave me some of the things that was in the coffin to identify.
Oh, that coffin, yeah, okay.
So, Sadiq, that makes you part of the culprit. You know, you were aiding and abetting a criminal.
I never said I was nice.
Well, anywho, do you think we ought to have a look at some of these barrels and stuff that are around before we try some of these doors?
The chocolate barrels.
I'm just going to hang in the corner and check my pack real quick while you guys do that. So I'm going to be right over here.
So anyone who's searching the room, roll investigation. We'll take an average across everyone who rolls.
Why is it I roll shit on that type of stuff?
Well,
I got a 14.
14?
Yeah,
That's
I got
not
14.
bad. That's not bad.
14 too.
14's not bad, guys. I mean, seriously.
Well,
I rolled a natural 1, so I get a 4.
It comes down to, okay, I roll like 16s and higher when I'm in combat.
Well, that's a good thing.
But when I'm investigating to see, you know, if there's really good loot around, I roll like 10 and lower.
So, does Het joining the investigation, or is he not?
No, Het is feeling a little worn out. He sits down and has a small rest.
Okay, so Sadiq and Alessandros, as you search the room, Namara seems a little bit preoccupied by something. She's not really looking that much. Maybe it's the bones on the floor, but you find a scroll case, a leather-bound scroll case. Lid's on, it's buckled. Looks like it was down behind the crates nearest to the coffin with the larger of the three creatures in it.
Hand to hit.
Hang on. The Maris. Do you recognize this scroll case?
Do I recognise that scroll case?
Roll history.
With these dice tonight, probably not. I don't know anything. Oh, 16.
No, you do not recognise the scroll case. It's a scroll case. I mean, you recognise it as a scroll case.
It's a scroll case. Why don't you open it and see if there's anything in there?
Sadiq, you got it. Or does Het have it now?
Well, you both. No, you handed it to Het, so.
I hand it to Het because he's the arcane-ish, cleric-ish.
Did the scroll come from the chest, DM? The coffin?
No, it was down behind the crates closest to it. It was just a scroll case at this point. It's unopened. Looks fairly old.
Het will sort of blow the dust off it and examine it.
It has some language on it you can't read on the outside. It's very. It looks like common, but it's a weird version of common. It's a weird version of common. A couple of words you can make out. You can make out the word barefoot on it.
Okay.
A word that may represent the word maybe lord or lordly, noble.
It's not in any language at all. It's just like a secret code type thing.
Well, it's a language, but it's not a language that is known to you.
Okay.
Like I said, it looks like a almost a Pig Latin version of Common. It's an odd script.
It's Shakespearean Common.
Possibly.
Is it Celestial Common?
No.
Should it open this, do you think, and see what's in it? I can't understand what is on the front properly.
Or Under Common?
Well, yes. Open it.
Okay.
I would think
It opens it.
Want to check for traps?
In a scroll case.
Or you just never do know.
Actually,
we've had rogues trying to kill us.
Too late, I opened it.
As you open it, you find inside a very old scroll. I need you to make a dexterity check, please, as you unroll it, to see if you are able to unroll it without damaging
it. 12.
That is enough. Just as you carefully, with your time learning from your father and watching him deal with old script, you have an understanding of how to deal with old parchment. Carefully unfurl the scroll. As you do, it seems to reveal its text. A few holes in that here and there, and it's very old and some of it's worn, but you are able to read it as thus. I fear that I hast madeth a great error. By bringing these creatures hither to the mainland, I wast very wrong. The larger of the three rose and hath killed most of mine men. We was able to bringeth it down, but it still liveth. Several days after sealing it back into the coffin, sounds could be heard coming from inside. As I hast no sons, I fear that mine death these beasts will somehow escape. If thee art reading this, then please, I implore thee, do not, for the sake of the gods, leaveth the beasts unmolested. Telleth no one of thy discovery. Better yet, remove all evidence that mine lodging ever existed. I pity the poor soul that unleashes thou terror unto the world. And at the bottom it is signed Lord Hendrik of Beerford.
Oh, this is not good.
Did you read that out?
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Did you read that out loud?
No, Het did not.
Did Het read it out loud or not?
No, Het read it to himself. And he said out loud, "Oh, this is not good."
So why is it not good?
Oh, so basically, well, I don't think it's talking about these coffins. It says something about there being a large beast in here that they were able to bring down but not kill. Sounds like it could still be inside here. Do not leaveth the beast. What was that word, DM? I forget I wrote it, but it's rather quick shorthand. Unmolested, that's the word.
I will copy and paste into the chat so you can read it.
Do not leaveth the beast unmolested. Ellie, I think that's your territory.
What did we just kill there then? What was that thing that turned into sand?
Was that the beast?
Would that be the beast?
I wouldn't imagine so. I don't know.
Roll intelligence checks,
so.
everybody. All those that are trying to decipher the meaning of this text.
Fuck you, intelligence chick.
Nice.
Yeah, Sadiq.
23.
Nice.
Best I can get.
Neymaris.
I've got no flipping clue whatsoever because I rolled a whole 2. I've got a -1 on mine.
So you got no idea. Alexandra's 18. Hit.
As do I, Neymaris 5.
So yours would have been an advantage anyway, Sadiq. In the deal with Fae, Fiend, or Undead, you have advantage on your checks. So with that, Sadiq, you are able to glean from this, from what Het has told you, that maybe these creatures are the beast that Lord Beerford is maybe talking about. And that it's possible that the creature you have just potentially slain may still rise.
Okay, so I'm going to go start molesting the creatures.
We've already molested them.
Oh, it just gets better and better. Sadiq, what are you doing with that creature? That's disgusting.
You read it, and you said we've got to molest them, so I'm chopping them up.
Listen, Sadiq, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away.
Yeah, look.
So what are you attempting to do, Sadiq?
Just cut them up.
The two lesser,
the whole forest thing.
Yeah, the two lesser ones have already been fairly well destroyed. The larger one is still intact. How are you attempting to molest said creature?
Kill it, it's fine.
But it does have holy water over it.
It does?
Yeah, I poured a bunch of holy water over it. So basically I'd go up first and take its head.
You don't need to roll to hit because hitting it would be inevitable. But as you strike down, even with Heaving Executioner, you know you struck true. You know you hit its neck and vertebrae area, but it does not sever its head. It is almost like hitting stone. Loud kang as your sword strikes the creature's bones.
Hey, Het.
Yes.
You got like something that can shatter bone.
I guess all of my magic can shatter everything. If it just depends what this creature is susceptible to. Reading this note, I cannot see anything that gives it away because they were unable to do it. It says they brought it down, but it still liveth. They sealed it back in the coffin. We did not want to. We don't.
Wait a minute.
Blast it fire.
That the coffin that we found the rod and everything in. That was still intact, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
We could pick this dude up, stick him in that one, because he's broken out of this one.
It just drops the sacred flame on it as he's talking.
Sacred flame?
Yeah.
What's the damage on sacred flame?
3d8s.
What type of damage?
Oh, sorry, radiant.
Again, it hits. There's no need to roll for hit damage. It definitely hits. It causes its radiant flash, but again, doesn't seem to do any noticeable damage to the creature's core.
I'm just gonna go up and try and stomp on its skull with my boot.
Okay. Again, it's like trying to stand on a boulder. You hit it with your foot and it is solid. I'm going to need you to make a dex save, please, Amaris. Just in case.
Ouch.
You might roll an ankle, or
I think I might have broken my ankle.
What'd you get?
4.
You've got advantage on it, remember? Oh. Jeez, and still got a D4. Although how long does that last hit? 10 minutes?
That is a good question. 1 minute. It's pretty much over.
It's probably gone. So yeah, so you still get an advantage though.
13.
You don't. It doesn't hurt. But think Viggo Mortensen in Lord of the Rings kicking the orc helmet. I think you might have just broken a toe.
After she does that, it's just dropping a plethora. Fire, force, necrotic. Oh, I don't have necrotic. It doesn't have necrotic. He wouldn't have dropped necrotic at all.
I was saying necromancy, huh?
Fire, force, and frost. It was a poison symbol. I looked at skull and cross.
So, you drop a plethora. Make sure you're marking off your spell slots if they take spell slots.
Cantrips.
Cantrips, cool. A plethora of magic at this creature. Some of its clothing singes and smolders, but its remains don't seem to take any more damage.
Okay.
So if we tried to light it with a tinderbox, I wonder what would happen.
Oh, I hit it with a firebolt. It did nothing.
But that's magic.
Still fire.
That's true. You're right. It's like concrete, DM, you said.
The bones, like as Sadiq was trying to hit it, it sounded like it was steel on stone as it hit the bone. Now Maris, when she tried stomping on the head, again it was like standing on a boulder. It was solid, almost like it doesn't look like it's petrified, but it would be almost like the body itself is now petrified.
Okay.
In some way.
Sadiq, you may be right. Unless any of you others have got ideas. Ali, Yudri?
I have that sand stuff. Oh no, that's no good. Don't worry.
That's not going to do the job. Yeah. Okay.
Well, you don't know what that sand stuff is yet, so.
Pick the thing up, stick it in the whatchamacallit.
Should we try and ward this somehow?
I'm going to get the jug to produce oil.
Yeah.
And then once I find the jug so I can tick it off, that's its charge for the day. Oil, pour that over it, get Het to bless the oil so that's holy. And then seal it, I guess.
So who's going to pick it up and attempt to
and
carry it to the? Take it back to the other chamber.
Yeah.
Should we do it together?
Yeah, we'll do it together so we can get it.
Okay, so you have a portcullis which is closed still, as you closed it when you came in, and you have 3 doors to choose from. Leave this place. So the portcullis down the bottom left of that picture is where you entered, and you let it close as you came in. There was a switch on the wall that once closed didn't seem to do anything, but there are 3 doors. So.
Did we actually check all of these barrels and boxes properly?
Yeah, they've done the investigation.
Okay, just checking.
I wouldn't open any new doors. I definitely need to take some time. Oh, also that reminds me, DM, while I was sitting on the ground waiting for them to do their searching, would it have been 10 minutes or less?
I'd say 10 minutes.
Because it was focusing on my spell during that time, which I forgot about. Prayer of Healing, just to give everyone a bit more of a boost.
No problem.
So that would be, and I'm very low on that magic here. Which one was it? Last. Prayer of Healing. Everyone gets... Oh, that's good. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22. 22 points of healing for everybody.
Thanks, Het.
You get any closer to your camera now, Maris? Lean in closer. No, lean in closer.
Is my temporary minus
That's
hit?
why you're so white. You're so
max,
close to your monitor. Sit back.
Does my max get after a long rest, or do I have to wait?
What's that? Sorry.
My max HP is down. Do I wait till a long rest and then it's fine? Or?
At this point, it is just down at 10. Down 10. That's all you know.
Okay.
Does Fiala, does she look physically drained or mentally drained in any way? Is that giving off?
She looks a little nauseated. Like she's definitely, as far as how you're feeling, Fiala, the blow that you took, the wound site is still very painful, and you feel kind of nauseated, but you feel otherwise physically fine, and she looks relatively fine.
Okay, Het will assume his healing helped.
But yeah, no, your max HP will stay down until I'll let you know what happens with that. It's reduced. It's reduced by 10 at this point.
With Sadiq's idea, I do. Never mind. I got to identify it anyway, don't I?
What's that?
I have something in my inventory.
Was that what you picked up from the previous room?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys haven't identified those yet.
Yeah. He doesn't know about the rod.
No, you don't know what the rod does.
Hey, it would have been nice, but I don't know it.
It's a pretty stick.
It's a shiny steel rod.
So, are you guys going to try and lift this thing?
Wait a minute. So there was a switch on the side that we flicked down.
Yeah, while the door was closed, and
oh,
it didn't
that's
appear
right,
to do
the
anything.
door closed.
No, the door was closed when you tried the switch and nothing happened.
Do you think
Try it again?
Okay.
Want to try the switch again?
Yeah.
And you switch it, and it makes a clicking sound, but nothing happens.
I think we're gonna have to try one of the other doors, guys.
Or we have to lift this stupid thing up again.
I could give that a go if you can pick up if you can pick up the body. I can always lift the thing.
Hey, we could use the bloody body as a thing to hold
It's a door prop.
Oh,
Yeah.
a cantilever. Because I know what one of those is. I don't think.
And that's actually not silly, because X trap goes off, and this creature comes back to life. It's just going to get absolutely demolished. Then it will die again. The draw will drop down on it.
The trap was disengaged by Alessandro.
Oh, Ellie, we'll have to re-engage the trap. But then it will be like repetitive. It will kill itself and be up and then down and up and down.
Why don't we have a little rest and then try one of the other doors?
I don't think it's a good idea to rest with this thing possibly coming back to life.
The mechanism for this trap, is it on this side or the other side?
Other side.
Okay.
The pressure plate on the floor.
And since this door doesn't seem to be working with this mechanism, I reckon this switch was actually to operate that trap.
What's wrong with the coffin that they came from? Can we not put him back in there?
He broke the lid when he destroyed.
Are the other two lids broken as well? Are they?
All have been destroyed.
Oh, bugger.
The lid from the main dude's coffin was broken in two pieces as he forced it out of Deacon Namaris's hand.
Oh, that's right.
The other two were shattered from the interior impact as they broke out during combat.
Oh crap, let's shut that idea, because I was going to say, why don't we just put the other lids on top of that lid to make it one big lid?
Nice thought, but no. They are also broken.
Just in like two pieces.
It is. Two large chunks.
Actually, I have an idea.
Okay. What's your
Anyone has the spell Mend?
Do you even have a knowledge of that spell, Alessandros?
Probably not.
Stop metagaming. Remember what you guys know is not what your characters know.
Het did used to use it back in the early days, but Het does not have it equipped at this point in time.
I was thinking if we could maybe put it on the ground and flip the coffin over on top of it.
I mean, that's not.
I don't think we'll be able to move the coffin, but we can give it a go.
I could do the burying thing again with the mud to rock to mud.
This is all solid granite. So I don't know that your spell would work. Not natural. It's not a natural formation of stone. This is all man-made.
Should we have a go at moving these coffins and see if we can flip one over, Sadiq?
Yeah, okay. See if we can flip one. Unless it's like, does it look like it's sitting on the ground, or does it look like it's coming from the ground?
Roll investigation.
Of course you'd fucking roll 12.
It's not hard to see. All three of these coffins look like they have been constructed and carved out of the same stone that this place is made from. So it almost looks like this room may have been purpose built for these coffins. The coffins themselves are part of the granite work. The lids are the only things that were separate, and looked like they had been sealed with, not entirely sure what it was some kind maybe of pitch or something like that. So some type of glue had been used to seal it. So obviously this has happened quite some time ago, where magical warding probably wasn't a big thing, and they didn't know how to deal with it, and they've sealed these things the best they can. And with you disturbing the one, all three woke and managed to break out of these coffins.
So I've just decided that I'm going to check door number 3 as I rolled a 6, and I've gone, okay, 1, 2 for the first, 3, 4 for the second, 5, 6 for the third. So I'm going to go have a look at the third door for traps.
Okay, so the top door, roll an investigation for traps.
28.
It is indeed trapped and is also locked.
Can I disarm the trap from this side?
Roll an investigation to have a look at the mechanism. Actually, with that roll, you'd be able to, you can tell that it's the mechanism is accessible from this side, but it looks like the trap itself will trigger on the opposite side of the door.
That's interesting then, because that was just... I'm going to pick the lock.
Roll your sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's not going to work. I rolled a 9.
No, that will not work. You fumble with the lock, and this is a more superior lock than you're used to dealing with, and it does not give up its secret. Name generator. Was that you, Baz? Sweet. Okay. In the Discord, man. Another luck to Alessandris from Blue Jay.
Can I use that now?
No, you've already made the roll.
Damn. So yeah, I relayed to, well, hey guys, I just checked this door out. The trap is for the other side of this door, but the mechanism is this side.
So in other words, it's to stop people from coming in.
Yeah.
So do you know what by the mechanism the trap is?
Do I DM?
There's a one-way door, meaning it will only open one way, and once it is closed again, it will not reopen.
So if I disable the trap, it should disable that, in theory. I'll check the other, the middle door now.
Middle door is investigation.
25.
That is also trapped and locked. This trap, again, mechanism looks like it is on the inside of the door, and the trap, can't see where the trap would trigger, so you can only assume that it triggers a trap on the outside of the door, like another guillotine blade, similar to the one that you found at the portcullis.
During this, Hitch is sitting on the floor again.
No problem. All these checks would take about 10 or 15 minutes too, so.
Hitch is just tired.
I take this door's locked as well?
It is locked also, yes. And it looks like a very similar lock to the one you just dealt with. These locks, looking at them, you get the impression that these locks were constructed to keep people from being able to pick them. They're very well crafted, very well made locks.
Well, I can't pick it anyway because I got an 11.
No, you cannot. In fact, you notice that your lock picks are starting to seem very worn, and you've even noticed a couple of small cracks. So you may need to replace your lock picks at some point.
Yes. All right, I will investigate first door.
This one is the stone door, and roll investigation.
13.
It does not appear to be trapped, but it is locked, and you're not entirely sure how. There is no lock. It's either locked or stuck, but there is no discernible keyhole or anything like that on this.
Then in that case, can I do an investigation for a mechanism for the door?
Already investigated the door, and you're 13, not allowed to find no such thing.
Well, I investigated the door, but I'm looking
Yeah, you
elsewhere
investigated
for
the door. You can't.
I'm looking elsewhere for the. Never mind.
You can't keep just roll investigation after investigation after investigation.
But never mind.
You were investigating the door for a lock or for whatever general area of the door, and with that roll, you would not have been able to find anything at general vicinity.
Okay, so who wants to open the portcullis up?
I was going to say I'll go and try and open the portcullis again then.
Strength check.
The Maris is feeling quite weak this evening with just a 7 or an 11. Sorry.
11. You it's not super heavy. You managed to get it up. You get it up about chest height, which would be enough to get people through it. But you are struggling with it.
Okay, well,
folks, now's your chance.
Are we going back through?
Yes, we'll go back through.
Sadiq, are you taking the body of the...
Yeah, I'll drag
creature?
the body and stick it and jam it underneath the portcullis to actually.
Well, it's not going to stand up. It's a body. It's not. It's bendy. It's not going to stand up and prop the portcullis up.
Yeah, well.
No, it won't.
Okay.
You could see.
Also to base.
It's going. That'll be like 2.5 feet. I mean, you could try it, but I don't fancy your chances.
Yeah, 2.5 feet. That's enough for people to slide under.
It rolled through the other door anyway.
And if we leave it there like that, the chances of it getting up with that on its back, though it did throw a stone lid off its coffin, so
Yes, it did.
That's after we.
Come on, guys.
Make a decision. Maris is not going to be able to hold this forever.
I'm just going to go and if they don't hurry up, I'm just going to bloody leave them in there.
So what are we doing? Make a choice. What are you doing?
I'm going through, but the problem is Namaris is on one side. We're on the other side.
She can
Namaris
move through. Like she can move her body to the other side before she puts it down.
As I
it's
said,
easy enough to do.
I'm jamming the body underneath the thingo, and then I'm from the other side going to take the weight so that she can get through.
The decisions you guys make, great.
I have another idea.
Too late. The decision's been made.
What do you want now?
No, it's to do with this body that Sadiq's going to leave under.
Okay. I'll give you 6 seconds to make a decision before something may or may not happen.
I want to tie the arms and legs to the gaps and all that in the portcullis.
Why?
Well,
you did see it turn to sand and like fly away from us, right?
Oh yeah. Never mind then.
This is why I'm interested as to why you're going to use it to try and prop up the portcullis, knowing that's probably going to escape anyway.
No,
using that same principle.
If I have to let go, I'm not hurting myself.
True. Fair enough. So you prop the body up under the portcullis, and you take the weight as everyone else moves through back into the corridor. Now, how are you just going to let the portcullis drop?
No, grab the body.
You are going to take the body. Okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're
taking the body to the pit, just using it as a
fail safe. I see what you mean.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get what you were talking about. I was confused there for a moment.
And then once he drags it through, I'm going to pick up the feet of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you then traverse back through the tunnels that you've been. You don't have any problems finding your way back to the first room. You have to climb back over the large stone back into the room of the sarcophagus. So it would take you one going through, passing the body through, climbing over. But you do so. Do you take the existing body out of the sarcophagus, or do you just pile this pile of bones in on top?
Pile this one in on top.
That's deep enough. Like it's a big stone sarcophagus. The lid is still sitting on the angle as you left it. I would say all of you would probably attempt to push it back, so no need for strength checks. This lid seems to be it would be a bit heavier than the one that was on this one's existing coffin, although it was sealed by some means. Are you going? Is there any attempt to seal it or not?
What's heavy lying around?
Yeah, nothing in this room. Apart from the braziers, but they look like they're probably part of the ground as well. They've been attached somewhat, maybe by iron rivets or something, to stop them from toppling.
We got anything that can seal it?
I don't think so.
I mean, we could go back, get the broken lids, but that would have been having to travel back, open the portcullis and...
Did it not have a lid on it?
It's got a lid on it, but it's still movable. Like, the lid is movable.
Why don't we just tie it down with our rope?
And how are you going to tie it? What are you going to tie it to? It's a large stone coffin on the ground. What are you going to tie it to?
That's attached to the ground.
I mean, you can try and get a rope underneath it. There'd be a bit of digging involved, but...
How much digging are we talking about?
A lot. digging through granite. Take a while. The dwarves took years to do it. I'm pretty sure you could do it in a couple. You have got other options, but no, I mean, obviously...
Fiala.
You have put the lid on this particular sarcophagus. It is now there. Its thing is inside. It did not wake while you were attempting this. Now, what are you up to?
Does anybody have anything that will explode those bloody ceilings down onto this?
Fiala.
Yes.
With your druid craft and all that, are you able to grow vines or anything like that?
Is the ceiling made of stone?
I said that this whole area is man-made. It's like it's been purpose-built for some reason. So it's not natural stone. This is stone that's been moved here. So it's not like sandstone or anything like that. So unless you have something specifically that deals with stone, specifically, probably not a lot you can do.
It's just non-magical rock of any kind, is what it says.
Okay, so what does the spell say?
Where is it again? Choose an area, stone or mud that you can see. Non-magical rock of any sort in the area becomes an equal volume of thick flowing mud and remains for the duration, which is until dispelled, and then I can transfer it back to rock.
Is it a cantrip?
It's a spell.
It's a spell. Okay, so yeah, I would say with that you would be able to potentially turn the ceiling into mud and have it cave in and return it to stone. It would take probably... So how does it give you an amount of volume on that spell?
It fits within a 40-foot cube and is within range, 120 feet.
Yep, so that, I mean, you could do that from the doorway of this room safely, and you could definitely collapse a portion of this room onto it and return it back to stone.
I got another idea. Instead of having the roof, could you have it so it sinks into the ground?
Possibly, yeah. The same thing would work.
Same thing, and then make it rock.
Have it sink into the ground, have it go underground, and when it's under, seal it back up.
Yeah, with rock, I can do that, I guess.
Well, same thing, as long as it's a 40-foot cube, the principle would be the same.
That way, the coffin will be underground and completely sealed. Good luck for anything getting out of that.
Hey, we can try. You want?
I think that's our best option. And like we do have holy oil in there, in the coffin.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I like it.
We'll go with that. I think that's the best we got. Because, super glue hasn't been made yet.
Cross someone who had some once.
What is this stuff that you're talking about? Super what?
It's super glue.
It's a mud.
It's just really good glue.
Really good mud.
It's a new wax they're coming out with. Anyway.
What does glue do?
Super pitch.
So I'm gonna cast that over the from the doorway.
So you take the time to how long's the cast on that? Action?
It's just an action.
Okay.
I think it's instant. It doesn't say.
Okay, so you all stand back as Fiona makes her gestures and mutters her arcane words, and you watch as the earth beneath the stone beneath the sarcophagus starts to soften and turn into a more viscous liquid. The sarcophagus then slowly sinks into the earth, eventually, after a few moments, disappearing beneath the surface. At which point, Fiona then releases the spell, and the stonework rehardens, and pretty much all that remains now, once where the sarcophagus stood, is a slightly misshapen and miscoloured stonework, where the stone had essentially melted and reformed. But it was successful.
That was a pretty...
That was pretty.
It was pretty, definitely. So, with that, we'll take a short break, and we'll come back as you guys prepare to find a way out of here, potentially, as it does not appear that this place goes any further. So, be right back, ladies and germs. We're going to take a short break. And we're back. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back, players. Any questions, chat, while we're here? Baby Majin, or Majin. Not sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate it very much. And Blue Jay dropping luck on Alice Jondas, who sounds like she needs it. So does Namaris. Your rolls have been crap tonight. Maybe you should stop using the dice roller on D&D Beyond and use physical dice. But anywho, still in the basement levels of Beerford Keep, and you are now in the mostly empty room. Potato, what's up? So you have potentially sealed this creature away, as far as you know. What are you going to do? It's now over to you. Awkward silence.
Have we pretty much explored all of this? People? You reckon?
I reckon that we might have, because that was the only way to go, was it?
Well, the other way is I couldn't pick the lock, so yep, that's it, I guess. And by all accounts, the last two doors had the traps on the outside of the doors, not the inside.
So that means that there is more to this, but it leads to here.
Yes.
Sounds like that. Now maybe we need to find the way back out again.
Well, just go the way we came.
That's what I mean.
Yes. The way back out.
While we are in here, I would like to suggest maybe we set up a minor safe camp and take a well-earned rest. I don't know how the rest of you are feeling, but wounds aside, it could do with a bit of a rest.
Actually, that's not a dumb idea either.
So, Fiala, do you feel safe in your handiwork with the...
Well, relatively safe, since we don't know what that thing is. I mean... Yeah.
Because we could always camp here.
We could.
Or we go back down to the other place where it came from and camp there.
Or we go back to where we actually came in here and we camp there.
That too.
Yeah, let's do that.
Before we
I reckon we leave
out.
the place.
Yeah.
How about we head out and we'll spend time with that druid that we came across.
There you go.
That could work.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, do that.
So you're going to head back to the semi-collapsed area where you first came in. Your rope is still dangling, which was tied to the tree. It's still dangling down the hurl. No need for any checks. You guys have done this enough times now that you are able to eventually climb out of this hole and back to the surface. It is early evening, by all accounts. The sun has started to set. As you make your way back towards where the druid's camp was, the fire is still there. The rocks are still there. The fire has been extinguished. The pack and bedroll no longer there. It appears he may have moved on in the time that you've been down here for whatever reason. You're not sure, but the base camp itself is still there. Still enough of a clearing. It's within the ruins of this old keep, relatively sheltered from wind, exposed to rain if it was to rain, but it doesn't look like it will rain. It's patchy, cloudy, but not too bad. There's a bit of a chill in the air as the sun starts to set, but nothing too serious.
Alright, Head starts setting up his tent and sleeping area.
Yep, likewise.
As
I'll
you
take
all
first
do.
watch if no one has any objections.
I will do second.
Head will join you, if you don't mind.
Alright.
I was just going to say I'll stay up with Ali for the first one.
Okay. And third
I'll
and
take
final
third.
watch.
Yeah, I'll take third.
So, you all prepare yourselves a meal. The sun sets, set up tents, you get the fire going, you cook up either using rations or cook up food. If anyone's got any food you're able to cook up, you can do that, otherwise using rations. And you, for all intents and purposes, sitting around a campfire having a discussion before turning in for the evening. Is there anything you all wish to discuss before people turn in for the night?
So, do we have any other leads we can go off where thought he may be?
Well, he was seen in this area. We just assumed it was here. So.
Well, the other thing could be, correct me if I'm wrong, but that room we ended up in was like, maybe it was a central space, but the other doors led into that room. Maybe there are more corridors on the opposite side of those doors we can access from another area.
That's possible too. And there might be another way to get.
And we can always have a look around tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do we have any other clues to go on? Yildred, did you see anything on the flight in?
I don't think I did.
No.
No.
I think Yildri was a little bit preoccupied dodging ballistas coming at us.
This was the only wisp of smoke I saw.
Actually, roll a history check for me, Fiona, just to see as you did sort of, because you guys did do a bit of a circle of the area before landing, so you may see whether you may have spotted something else.
I'm using my DM's inspiration because, yeah. 17.
17?
Would I be doing that too? Because
Nope.
I did help spot the smoke.
No, this is just for Fiona, because you asked the question. You think about it, and as you did your circle, you noticed obviously the wisp of smoke, the trees in the area. Didn't notice the hole that you guys went down because it was relatively overgrown and covered, which is why the druid said he almost fell into it. It was not something that was openly exposed. There are other areas that have a similar sort of look to them, but stop clicking. I can hear that in the background. There's potentially maybe other areas that may have collapsed leading into another portion of the basement, possibly. No, you didn't see anything per se.
It might be a good idea to go back down, and I mean there might be some collapsed areas we haven't really gone through yet. If you guys wanted to, it's up to you.
Or we could look for a building a little bit further away.
That's true.
Also have another idea, seeing that druid said he almost fell in that hole, we could fix the hole, and that, couldn't we? But then again, if we need to go through that way, if we get stuck,
with what, Ali?
I don't know.
There's a lot of ruins around us, but I don't see like.
Yeah, all right. I'll shush now.
Well,
It's been a long day.
if we follow which way that looked like the tunnel thing was going underground, we might find another building that has a trapdoor in it.
One thing you do know is there are no buildings remaining. No buildings remain standing. It's ruins. It's just foundations.
Maybe we need to look through the ruins then.
It's just foundations, but you're probably right. I mean, it may still be the foundation of an existing building, a pre-existing.
Okay. I could get a bird's eye view tomorrow if you want, but I'd have to rest tonight.
But you really want to take a bird's eye view and risk being shot down?
No.
You
No,
always
I
actually
can be
turn into a bird.
Yeah,
What?
a raven
Oh,
or
yes.
an eagle
No, sorry, my mistake.
Or a collect eye view.
or collect. Yeah, you can use collect.
Yes.
Again, it's been a long day.
I think it would be wise to keep
Okay.
Yildri safe, bird or dragon or not. Kalek at least is rebirthable. Sorry, Kalek, I'm not trying to abuse you, but he is a little more.
That's all right.
Yeah, you're abusing him.
from the ether around you. I mean, he's invisible, so no one else can see him.
He's invisible. Yeah. Except for me. That's a good point, Kalek. Go to sleep, and I put him back in the void.
As he disappears into the void.
Forgot he was watching. I didn't want him to watch me getting changed.
So, anything else you wish to discuss before everyone heads off to bed and we start our watch cycle?
Yeah, Namaris. If we find Thorfy, and he is, for better or worse for wear, maybe even dead, are you prepared for that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I thought I'd better ask the question because there is a possibility they could have maltreated him.
And then they'll get maltreated themselves.
That is fair.
And then I go and sit down and start polishing my axe, sword, whatever the fuck it is.
Fucking, how many levels into the game and you still don't even know your weapon?
Wow.
On a serious note, Allie, what kind of music do you like? Because I'm thinking of hiring a band for your birthday. I mean, Het's a bard. He knows some people, I bet. So, I mean, if you like the hard stuff, like the gnome rock, or are you into, like orkies listening, or... Wait, I think that got that the other way around. No?
I'm just sitting there shaking my head.
Roll a d6, Alessandros.
Oh, God. Bloody DM. 6.
No one else knows this, but your music preference is middle of the road. Not easy listening, not heavy, but sort of a more rockier style of music. Hits bardic tone and knowledge seems to be more your preference to musical styles.
Fair enough.
So it's up to you whether you wish to share or not.
Nah.
I'm gonna go with salsa.
Oh, I know a few good salsas and some polkas. And just, a little bit of everything. Whatever you want, Ellie. Ramba.
You're muted, Alessandros. Someone cast a silent spell on you.
You're not listening anyway.
Hey, just do your normal singing. That'll work.
Oh, excellent. Bit of poetry for you.
Singing.
Oh, singing. Still a serious question. Bit of poetry for you. Would you like poetry?
I hate poetry.
You hate poetry. It is such a beautiful art, poetry. Sadiq.
I found no use for it.
I like Sadiq would do poetry. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Sadiq, have you ever written poems?
No.
Roses are red.
You've got this angsty
See
feeling
my
about
big
you.
axe?
My skin is green.
It'd
So are
probably be
you.
more along roses are red, blood is red too.
Look at you.
Look at
That was
Sadiq
really
getting all poetic on us all here.
Sadiq, is your preference of music emo?
Who?
It's not.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens to you.
You're back.
Instantaneously gets petrified cast on him.
Emo, it's short for emotional.
Really hit.
You know, roses are red, blood is red, stab, stab. I'm amazed your fringe isn't down to your nose.
Well, no.
No, that's fair.
Tied back. It's actually past my nose, but it's tied back.
It is pretty cool, that long hair you sport. Why do you always tie your long hair, Sadiq?
Stops it going into my eyes and being all emo.
That is fair. Saw that coming.
Head, can you do me a
On
favor?
that note, I'm going to bed. I don't know. We're at third watch. You guys do what you want.
We should, yeah.
So Sadiq retires to his tent to escape the conversation.
Sorry, Yildri, what were you saying?
I'll just catch you on the watch. That's what
Okay.
Fiona also retires to her tent alone.
And it goes to his.
It retires to his. And then Maris, what are you doing?
I'm just happily polishing my sword. And looking at Ali. Like, so what do you want to do for your birthday?
Nothing.
But why not?
It's a day. It's a number. Nothing.
Alright.
So, who was taking first watch? It was Elisandros and Maris. That's right. So, as you guys prepare yourselves for your watch, the night rolls in. The oranges and purples of the setting sun turn into deep blues and blacks of night. The fire sputters and sparks as you add enough wood to keep it going, but not enough to give away your position. You guys have camped enough in potential hostile areas before, you know that you don't want to really have a burning bright fire to give away where you're camping. I need you both to make perception rolls, please.
20.
20 from Elisandros.
8.
8 from Nemaris. Nemaris seems a little preoccupied. Maybe thoughts of Thorfinn creep into your mind, and not finding him here has you a little preoccupied. But you don't seem to notice anything other than the owl that hoots occasionally, the nighttime crickets in the distance, the wind in the trees, the light breeze in the trees.
Is that a mushroom I see?
No. Elisandros, with your role, the usual sounds of the night come to you. The animal sounds through the course of the watch. At one point you do think that you hear footsteps, but listening a little closer you think it must be an animal. It doesn't sound human or humanoid. But your watch goes uneventfully for you both. After 2 or 3 hours, you finish your watch and prepare to wake Het and Yella.
Damaris, you go wake Yella, I'll go wake Het.
Alright. Okay, so I go and give
Yella
a little bit of a shake.
Okay.
Thanks, Mars.
You say anything to her before you head to your tent to go sleep?
There's been nothing to report, and I think we're going to have a bloody big party finally, because she really wants a huge one, but she just doesn't want to say it.
I've got a list. It's going to happen.
And with that, you switch places as Nemaris retreats to her tent to get some well-needed rest. The other you prepare yourself for your watch. Elisandros, you proceed to Het's tent to wake Het.
I go to Het's tent, peer in, and do minor illusion of a smaller version of the black dragon that we encountered in his tent. Then kick him on the foot. Het, get up!
And in your tent is a small, about what size? It's only like 5 foot something to it. It's only very small.
Enough to fit in the tent.
Yeah. So you got a small black dragonling in your tent. What's your passive perception? It's like 19 or something.
No way, like 13.
Yours is low.
15.
15. Even with a 15 with a passive perception, you can tell that it's not. It's not. You can tell it's an illusion. I mean, you can see it's got a bit of an ethereal sort of look to it. It's not fully solid, not fully opaque. It's only a minor illusion, and that being that close to you, it's you've got an intelligence high enough that you would probably
8.
Yeah. Well, with the knowledge you've got as well, but half asleep, we'll say that it gives you a bit of a start. Whether you say anything or not, I mean, sort of as your eyes clear and you wake, you figure it's an illusion, being that close to it.
It would be like, oh my god, it's the ghost of the thing in my bag.
Or you threw it away.
And with that, it didn't work, did it?
Oh no, it's not. Hang on, no, it's not.
All right.
Hit waves his arm through.
So Alice trying to he does get a bit of a fright, but he then realizes and sort of you see him wave his hand through the thing.
Hit gets up. Is Ellie still outside the tent?
Yes, she is.
Hit gets up and sort of waves his hand through the image, and he looks at Ellie out the tent and says, "Oh, it was just you. You had me started there for a second. I thought that thing was coming back to haunt me. I've already had enough troubles."
Well, I suggest you sit with Fiela and make kind.
Oh, I have been trying, I think.
Try harder. And with that, I'll go to my tent.
I will do my best. Sleep soundly.
Okay, I'll sleep with one eye open.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Knowing you hit the white hard.
And Hit goes over to the fire just to make sure it's not overloaded.
No worries. So as you guys transition your watch, Hit and Fiela now both at the campfire, stoking it so that it's still going, but again not large enough to cause any kind of alert to anyone getting to from any kind of distance. So it's enough to keep a bit of warmth. It's not too cold this evening. Bad. But the watch is yours. Is there anything you wish to discuss during your watch?
Yeah. So, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. How's it going with you?
Not so bad. I still feel a little guilty, and I'm, still apologizing. Sorry.
Sorry for the dead dragon arm?
Well, yeah, I mean, sorry that it's upsetting to you, and, that I kind of forgot about it. I'm really sorry about that the most.
No more so than if I had, one of your dragonborn arms in my pack, I guess.
True.
So, yeah. Can you do me a favor and blow in this case real quick with the ice breath?
Well, okay. Oh. Hit you.
I think it froze him instead.
Yeah, the blowback from the crate froze Hit in place for a second, and then he sort of shudders and breaks free. You're back.
Okay, I did it.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna put that to the side. So,
what was that?
I've picked up something, and I'm just, it reminds me of my lair, so it kind of has to be gold.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. So, can I ask you a question?
I feel like you're going to ask anyway.
Oh no, if you say no, you can't ask me a question, then I'll probably not ask it.
Okay, ask it.
That's confusing, but yes. Have you ever, in your years on this place, this realm, have you ever done anything you are not proud of?
Yes. There was some adolescent years I did a lot of things I wasn't very proud of.
Did it involve things like murder, killing other creatures and things like that?
Maybe. Are you trying to get a point across with me?
No, I was going to ask you how you live with the guilt and how you get rid of it.
I don't really get rid of it. I just time, I guess. Time. Maybe.
Some of us have more time than others.
Maybe doing more good than you do the bad things in life might help.
That is fair. I don't like to think that I do bad things.
What bad things do you think you're doing?
Well, without sounding rude, when we were attacked by the black dragon wormling, fighting back and protecting the people we care about did not feel bad. But after keeping its peace and you, now I feel bad.
Oh, I'm sure it would have kept pieces of you had it killed you.
Probably in its teeth, I imagine.
So it's kind of a circle.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it's the last one. That's all.
The last one.
Well, I mean, besides, there's only a few dragons left, and even if they are jerks, I mean, if all of the Dragonborns were gone, except the last one, and you and some jerk, I mean, you'd still feel bad if he died.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So, it's the same kind of thing. But, can't be helped, I guess.
I am glad you are not a jerk.
Thanks. You're not a jerk either. Sadiq, however.
Oh, he is good. I like Sadiq. He makes me laugh. He's a very dry, witty sense of humor.
We'll have to do something nice for him. He's always so sad looking.
Well, he has lost a lot. I think when you look around a party of miscreants, we have all lost a lot. We have all something to be sad about. That is, in truth, why I make light of a lot. It's easier.
Do you think so if he's still alive?
I have my doubts. It is hard to say. I do not know. You?
I don't know. I think we'll be seeing him again.
I hope so, for Namaris' sake.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's assuming we find him.
We might not have time to find him. We might just have to keep going.
Yes, we cannot wait for too long. Now, one last point. I kind of wanted to mention Allie's birthday. Allie seems to be against it, and I feel every time we bring it up, Allie shuts down. Are we going to upset her by doing something against her wishes?
I think Allie spent most of her life all alone, and she's just not used to having people that want to show her a full day of love and support.
If we push her, though. I'd get upset at us, and then we could be doing the wrong thing, you know?
So you think we should just be like, not do anything on her birthday, and then she just comes out and...
Maybe we do something, but just keep it small to show that we care and not make a big... I mean, I'm thinking it at the point of... If I was to say, no, please don't do something for me for whatever reason, and everyone kept pushing me and bugging me, I think I would either, and I feel you would be the same, I would either lose my temper, or I might choose to walk away for a time. And I do not want to push her away from the group. Even the wolves out here are sad, hearing us talk like this.
They're really crying tonight. So, how do we know if she just is shy or if she actually doesn't want to party, though? Do you have that zone of truth spell, maybe?
You read my mind. Yes,
So
I cannot do it today. We'll have to wait till tomorrow, but yeah, we can do that.
All right.
It's possible she's bright enough to phase it, but we can try.
Yeah, we'll see. I had a whole list. There was fireworks and everything happening.
Well, if we can zone of truth her into telling us. Oh, that reminds me. Talking of spells. Are you able to transform creatures into other creatures?
What do you have in mind?
Just... In that last battle, I was getting very dry of a... I mean, I had my cantrips left, but I had next of nothing. And I was wondering if we get to a point where one of us is like that, could you not turn one of us in?
Turn one of us into what?
Into a beast or something that could carry them out for a longer period of time. You know, like...
I could conjure animals, but I can't make you guys into animals.
Oh, nothing like... Okay, you can change yourself, but not someone else.
No. Yeah. I can make, like, dragons and things like that.
Cool. Okay, that's something for me to study. I might talk to... say a prayer or two to the Steel Lady and see if I can whip up something like that as I grow in strength.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Excellent. I'm glad we talked.
Okay.
I hope you'll feel better.
I probably will. Yeah.
If it makes it, easier, next time we see a Dragonborn, you can take their arm. Or after this whole thing, you can take one of mine.
No, it isn't. It's not really a tit-for-tat thing, really. I mean, but,
It has been for all these years. I guess that's why we're dying out, right?
I think I'm good. On arms. I'm good.
Okay, just let me know.
I will. Thank you, Hat.
Okay, I'm just going to do a perimeter sweep.
All right.
And with that, perception rolls, please. Yours will be with advantage here because you've got super mega vision.
I rolled the same twice.
What was it, sorry?
I am preoccupied.
Is preoccupied and stuttering. So hit. You don't see much more than the usual. You hear the owls in the trees, the slight breeze. Pretty much same as at 11. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not too bad. Even it's a usual night for you. Nothing really stands out for you. Fiona, what was yours? You're muted, lady.
11 plus 9, which is 20.
20. You at one point think you spy the druid. Just looked like he was maybe foraging around the very edge of the where you could see, and then disappeared. Didn't look over your way. Just with a similar creature that you discovered when you first got here. You think it may have been him, possibly in his creature form. But apart from that, the night goes without hindrance or incident. Your watch comes to a close. and you prepare to wake Sadiq for his watch, the third and final one.
Sadiq! You sleeping?
Well, he was, but I don't think he is anymore.
I think the whole camp is awake now.
What? Hey, what? Hello? You're right.
What's going on? What's going on?
Just go back to sleep. Shh.
Only
Sadiq!
the idea of going to bed means that you sleep. So, yes, I was sleeping.
Oh, did I wake you? I'm so sorry. It's time to get up.
Did I wake you? I'm sorry, it's time to get up. Oh, awesome.
Sometimes I forget that you're an ancient dragon. Just... Okay.
Yeah, I act young for my age, don't I? Night.
No. Guess. I want my armor. Go look at this camp.
So you take 10 minutes to put on your armor, because it takes you twice as long as everyone else because you're wearing 2 sets. So it does take you a little longer. But you do manage to get your armor on. You, again, make sure the fire doesn't go out, but you don't stoke it too high. And is there anything you wish to do during your watch?
No, just take a normal watch.
No problem. So you sit there thinking about what just happened, about this creature. Make a perception roll, please.
Fucking 6.
You don't see anything. You don't hear anything other than the natural noises of the night. In the early morning, as the sun starts to rise, the sky turns from the deep black night sky to purples, blues, and then into oranges of the sunrise. And eventually the sun breaks the peak of the trees, sending sun shafts down through the trees into the camp, giving it that sort of eerie, almost otherworldly glow in the early morning sun. Nothing happens through the night, but as your watch comes to a close, it's looking like it's going to be a nice day. The fire is still somewhat burning. You can put on some water ready for coffee in the morning when your comrades arise. Baz, roll for arms. Yeah, Baz, roll a perception check, see if your arms are still there. My God, you got an arm missing. Oh no. But
rolled a 2.
Oh, yep, you still have 2 arms. You're good.
And if you rolled a 4, he would have had 4.
Exactly. If you rolled 20, you would have been like Medusa with arms. You all awake as the morning breaks and the sounds of night turn into day. The hooting owl sounds turn into chirping birds and that of the day. The day is yours to do what you wish. Is there anything you guys want to achieve before breaking down camp and setting out on the next course of action, whatever that may be?
Yeah. Het will go over to Sadiq and say, "Hey Sadiq, was the night clean and clear?"
As good as normal.
Good. What are you thinking for today?
Aren't we still looking for Torfy?
Correct, but I trust your tracking skills and things. Nothing against the others, but your suggestion of where we should be looking next would be what I would like to do.
Well, what Namara said was actually pretty smart. Like, we try to backtrack from up here where we were to see if we can find another way down.
Good idea.
Yeah, I don't think we really need Fiala to turn into a bird. I think we'll be able to probably find stuff on the ground better. Although having Collect flying around above us might help too. But
okay.
might see something.
Yep, we can do that. Namaris did have a good idea. That was a good plan, I agree.
She has her moments.
All right, I'm happy with it.
Can I hear these two?
Well, you're
We're not.
You're all at the camp. I don't think they're trying to hide the conversation.
Yeah, it's not secret.
And I'm looking at them going, I do have my moments, don't I?
Yes. Just like Ellie has her moments too, especially when it comes to trap finding.
Hey, I'm awesome at finding traps, thank you.
I'm sorry, did you say you're awful at finding traps? Yes, we know, Ali.
No,
That's why
no.
you normally get hurt.
No, Ellie's actually is right. She does find traps really well. But I think the idea is to actually find them before you trip them.
What, you mean to say I've been doing it wrong all this time?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Oh, damn.
But eventually you'll learn. You're only young. Like, you're only, 18, so...
Not yet.
Yeah, you got to get there first.
Het flips the top of Scully, and he walks over to the whole entrance area, and he's sort of aiming it around, trying to figure out which way and direction was the tunnels.
Roll a...
If one of you wants to aid me with this tracking.
Would this be
Definitely.
intelligence or wisdom? I'd say intelligence.
Anything but intelligent.
Yeah, this would be an intelligence check to see if you can determine, based on your knowledge of your direction below, because I think you did check the compass at one point while you were down there.
Just once, yeah.
So with that in mind, I'd say with advantage to determine a direction heading of the main corridor which led to the room with the mummies in them.
13.
13. Takes you about 15 or 20 minutes to sort of get a bearing, and then you think you're pretty certain that way. You sort of point off to a direction which leads towards the main rubble or the main area of the ruins. You believe that would be where the room was that you had discovered. So you think that area there would be the best area to search. Point off sort of a northeasterly direction.
Okay, northeasterly direction, says Scully. Yes, northeast.
The eyeball is still in the mouth of Scully too, by the way.
Oh crap, I forgot about that too. But it is still there, yes.
It is still there, yes. So in Scully's mouth is a giant eyeball.
Do we know what that eyeball does or
not yet?
Not
yet. Not
one
yet.
day I will learn.
Well, that eyeball could have actually helped us
It could
out
have.
exactly where the hallways went.
It could have, but you can't use it yet.
Oh.
Don't know what it actually does, or whether it's just an eyeball or not. But it was magical. That much you did figure out.
Sadiq, one day I will learn a spell that helps us to identify these items a little quicker.
So with
That would
that,
be handy.
you head off in a northeasterly direction. Are you got? I'll need everyone to roll investigation checks as you move, because you know that there is probably pitfalls and collapsed areas around here. You've discovered one, and you were told about it by the druids. So I need everybody to make an investigation check. We'll make a collective check, so that, because that's particularly what you're searching for, isn't it? Is pitfalls, breaks in the ceiling, collapsed areas, or stairs or trapdoors leading down in that general area.
Whole
7,
giant 15.
15. Damaris.
Investigation? I rolled
Yes.
a 16 and I'm not
16.
using those stupid bloody dice on here again.
Fiala.
10.
10. Alessandros.
26.
That brings the average up a fair bit. So you spread out a little bit. You start moving in the direction that Het has directed. And you find initially the ruins, Fiala and Namaris probably move off one direction. You find initially a ruin of what looks like might have been maybe a guest quarters or an outbuilding of some description. There's not a whole lot left of it. You search around for maybe 20-30 minutes or so, and doesn't appear to have any kind of stairwell leading to a basement area in this particular building. So you keep moving. Sadiq, you spy another building which may have been a stable at some point. It has the remnants of stalls where horses may have been kept. And again, I mean, your knowledge of stables and stuff, you don't even bother to have a look inside too much, knowing that there's definitely no basement level in a stable, and no reason for it. Doesn't look like to be any collapsed floor in this area here. Het and Alessandra, as you move forward towards where the main house would have been, you come across the ruins of what would have been a servant's quarters. And you do find a small stone stairwell, which does lead downwards. You're not entirely sure whether this leads into the same area that you guys were previously, but it does lead down maybe 25 or 30 into darkness. And even with your vision hit, you can see it goes down into darkness and turns off and disappears.
So with that, I touch the earring of sending and tell the others over near the main building you found stairs.
And you would have all been within that 120 feet. So.
Holy crap, Ellie. I just realized something.
What?
Scully just reminded me. Wait, and Het takes his backpack off. He sits it on the ground, opens it up, rummaging through the backpack, and he goes, yes, here it is. And he pulls out another dragon wormling claw. No, just kidding. and he pulls out a scroll. He goes, I have 2 sendings left on the scroll. I could try ascending to Thorfi and see if he can speak back to us. Namaris, is it alright if I do this?
Give it a go.
Okay. And Het holds up Scully, because it's his casting focus as well. And he goes, holding the sending scroll, and he's talking to Scully, and he says, Thorfi, are you underground? Can you hear me? It would be nice if you can speak back and say you are okay, and if you can sort of give us some idea of where you are. And that's roughly about all he could say.
And you cast a sending spell using the scroll that you have had for some time now.
Got one left now.
Yes, you have one. Make sure to mark that down. You wait 10 minutes, no response. 15, 20 minutes. Half hour goes by and no response.
So, yeah, I've had no response, guys. Pass. It was worth a try, right?
Could also be that he can't actually cast the spell back.
Oh no, he can respond.
Yeah, he can automatically reply to it.
I just look a little bit downcast. It's like, oh well.
But he also could be gagged and tied. He could be under guard. He might not be safe to talk. There is a lot of variances.
That would be he's not able to cast the spell back.
No, the spell is sent by Het, and it's an automatic ability to reply.
Yeah, if I send it to you,
he has to be able to speak, and he has to be on the same plane of existence. So it could be that he's also on a different plane.
Yeah, it's sort of, if I send it to you, you would be able to talk back to me, like the earring sort of thing.
So you don't get like a busy signal or
No, unfortunately, just no reply.
Pre-recording, I'll get back to you.
Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Thorfi. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool if it did that, but no.
Maybe you should work on that.
Can I ask Begilia?
You can make an attempt, sure thing.
Can I attempt to ask? What do I need to do? Do I have to roll? Or
Actually, yeah, we will make you.
It's my D&D's down, but I have dice.
Yeah,
so.
just roll. Roll. I can bring your stats up. So. No, D&D Bond is having an issue. Roll a D20 and add. Do you know what your intelligence is? I think it's +2. Add +2.
Was it plus 32?
+2.
16.
16.
14.
What are you specifically going to ask? I'll give you one very specific question. As you focus on your friend and mentor.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Bound to.
Will you show me where Thorfey is?
And with that, you feel the warmth of hands on your shoulders, and then in your ear, you hear just the whisper of the wind in your ears, but it basically says, "I am unable to find him."
Well, I asked Vigilia, and I got not much help, so
another busy.
Unable to answer this call at this time. So.
I mean, your impression is that again Vigilia's reach would only be material plane, so it is possible that Thorfey is not on the phone.
Would I have had any thoughts about that druid type person that we met back there as to whether or not I believed that he was who he said he was? Does that make sense?
I don't know, did you?
Well, I just kind of sitting there thinking, why is some random druid out in the middle of nowhere?
Possible that he may not have been who he said he was. Hard to say.
I might want to go back and have a chat with him.
Find him. Seems that you were at his camp, so he is gone.
Oh, well, there's no point to me that then.
I mean, you could try and find him if you want. It's up to you.
Allie and I did find this big hole before I got sidetracked. Another one that went down into the ground. We could maybe check that first before.
So basically what you found was the old cellar entrance to the main house. It was in where would have been roughly where you perceived to have been maybe the kitchen or servants area, and it leads down below where the main house on this estate would have been. See the flagstones of the original home. Not a whole lot of it left.
I mean, he might not be on this plane of existence. If Vigilia can't find him, then I really trust he might not be around here. Unless you want to go in there for treasure.
He went to another. What other planes are there?
He might have went to the Hells to look for Namaris.
Shadowfell, Feywild. There's lots of different planes. Elemental planes. Pocket dimensions.
How the hell would you want to do something stupid like that for? Unless you want to really outlast everyone. Maybe. Or he's looking for something, maybe.
His
Lost
daughter?
his keys.
Maybe. Well, he might not have gone by choice if he was taken. They could have put them there for safekeeping, like we were trying to do with that item.
Gayla, roll a wisdom save.
That's a 13.
Sudden pang of guilt enters your mind as you remember a message you once sent some time back when an incident took place in the basement of a small town's inn, and you, with your knowledge of the arcane and the time you spent on this realm and traveling through other realms during your time alive. Shadowfell comes to mind as a place where someone might search for the soul of may have departed this realm. Whether you share that information,
that message.
Whether you share that information, that's up to you.
I'm going to relay that Shadowfell is a place where people can go to find the souls of departed. And if he feels that Namaris truly has departed, he might be searching for her there.
How do we get there?
As a dragon, would I know how to get there?
You've never been there yourself. You know a plane shift spell could potentially get you there, but not overly reliable. And the Shadowfell itself is very dangerous. You know of the Shadowfell. You've heard of people travelling there, but most that travel there don't return. And if they do, they generally come back a little weird, somewhat different. Het, you would have heard of the Shadowfell also. Your father would have spoken about it, and your aversion to necromantic energies would definitely have your ideas of the Shadowfell would be along those sort of lines as well. Shadowfell is not a nice place.
I don't know if I would be so keen to run headlong into the Shadowfell. I guess if Thorfinn wanted to get Namaris back quick enough, he could have headed there, but I get the feeling he's been taken. We were not told he was taken.
You were told that was a possibility, that no one was actually sure that he disappeared.
Yeah.
A week or so after hearing of Namaris's death.
Okay.
Disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't going after him if he's left the plane, though. Plane magic's not a good idea, especially since we've got what's going on here. We could miss the whole thing.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to miss it.
Yeah, Ali's birthday's coming up, so it's a very important day.
Ali, that reminds me.
I'm all for going. Let's go.
I wanted to ask you, Het and I would have wanted to ask you if you really, really want to have this.
Of course, he wants a birthday
or not.
How's this? You have the birthday on my behalf. I'll be elsewhere.
What about it? Is it that you don't like? You just don't want the attention, or like there's food and drinks?
Het cast Zone of Truth as she asked him.
What is the save for Zone of Truth?
It is. I'll just click it open.
It's a wisdom save, isn't it?
I think it's wisdom, but I've got it open. Oh no, it's charisma.
Charisma. Okay, charisma. Roll a charisma save, please, Elishandris.
Asshole.
I know Elishandris' charisma's not great.
I think he's being honest.
What's your roll?
9.
I believe that is a failure.
Complete failure. So, does she want the party or does she not? You have to answer true.
Roll a d6. You don't get this choice, Elishandris, because I know what your answer is going to be. Your answer is going to be Trashy's answer, and this needs to be Elishandris' answer. So, roll a d6.
6.
Yes and no is the answer, truthfully.
Yes, I want the party. No, I don't want the party, as I hate groups. Don't like large groups.
Is it a rogue thing?
I wouldn't say it's a rogue thing. I think it's more of a me thing.
Are you claustrophobic?
No, I've been
Agoraphobic.
alive this long by myself.
Antisocial?
Yeah, that works.
Psychotic.
Sociopathic?
We're family. We love you.
I get that, but I just don't like big
So a
crowd.
little party then.
How big's a big crowd? Because like there's a party of 5 at the present moment. Is
The
that
way
big?
the way you guys are talking, it's going to be huge.
Okay. What's like your limit?
What's your upper? What min max is for us? Minimum to the maximum amount of people.
Okay, minimum 1, maximum 5.
So
Well, this
That-
list is
that-
getting shorter.
that would be 10 to 50 people.
Yeah, because not all of them that you invite ever come. So
And just because it's only a little party doesn't mean it can't be a loud and big party.
what if it's all the people that love you, only them, and then we all enjoy it, and
There'll be nobody there.
That's a good point, though.
I mean, Namaris, that is very... Ow. Ali, are you okay? You can cry on my shoulder if you wish.
I give her a friendly nudge in the ribs.
You hear a cracking sound
and a wink.
as you crack one of Elshonda's ribs. No, I'm kidding. Hold that thought there, guys. That's what we're going to call it. We're pretty much on 10:30, so we will rejoin this conversation as you talk about Alessandro's birthday party at the top of a stairwell leading to blackness beneath you in the ruins of Bareford Keep. But yes, so maybe there might be a bit of a time skip next week as well. So we will probably jump ahead to the next full moon, which will be Ali's birthday. After you complete whatever it is you're doing in the keep. Actually, we're going to supersede the story. That stairwell leads nowhere. It leads to a cave-in. Just don't want to waste time talking about that next week. So the stairwell, as you reach the bottom, it's just all caved in, and there is no more access to where you came from, apart from that one place. So next week, Alstrom's birthday. Chat. Team, we're going to skip ahead a week to the next full moon, which gives Ali also a chance to attune to her new bow. I know you're waiting for that one, Trash, so...
If I'm not drunk.
If you're not drunk, yeah. Well, that's up to you. You got to spend the thing is with the bow, you got to spend 4 hours out in the full moon to attune to it. So,
I suppose get drunk, get naked, go outside with a bow.
That
Yeah,
works.
that works.
That works.
See, you do want this party.
See, now you really want the party. So with that, yeah. So next week we Alessandro's birthday party. We're going to advance a week. Not much is going to happen that week. I'll make a couple of rolls, see if anything else happens in that time, but I don't think it should be fine. So, usual course of events for the end of the show. Let's get some moments from the cast from tonight's session. So we'll start with Sadiq. Any standout moment from the roleplay this evening from you, Mr. Sadiq?
Scully moments. Keeps on talking to the skull like it's a real thing.
I think everyone's starting to worry about Hit a little bit with the skull.
I think we're gonna have to sign him up for some serious psychology.
All about this compass.
Oh, it started with the compass, and now it's all about the skull.
Well, the compass is in the skull. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but it's not the compass he's talking to; it's the skull. It's got an eye.
Now it's got an eye in its mouth as well.
It's Wilson.
Be great, Malkavian.
It's Scully, not Wilson.
Winston.
Drax, awesome. No, Maris, a moment from you, please.
Oh, crack up. I just loved it all, but Ali in the in the dungeon, like, I'm just going to try and investigate this, I'm going to try and investigate that. We keep trying to investigate it until I get through.
Well, nice try. I mean, we've got to give you credit for trying. Magic! You're still waiting for the for Mulder to show up. Yes, Scully and Mulder. We'll have to find a moldy something to go with the Scully.
Moldy eye.
So...
Alessandros, a moment from you, please. Thanks, Trashy. You're muted. There you go.
Yeah, nothing really stands out. I enjoyed it, all of it.
Nothing stands out to you at all.
No, not really.
You forgot to write shit down, didn't you?
I don't write shit down.
Well, there's your problem right there.
I hate writing shit down.
I know you do. So you're just going to cite everything as your moment. Come on, it's got to be right. One moment at least. Something.
The party shenanigans.
The birthday shenanigans.
Yes.
Because we all know Trash hates that kind of shit. So,
Absolutely.
so it's actually kind of interesting to see the part that you guys pushing the issue with Alessandros knowing Trash, he hates it. Which is why I made you roll, because I know you just say no. So.
Asshole.
Fiela, a moment from you, please.
I liked when Ellie used that illusion of the black dragon on the... And now that I think of it, I should have conjured a black dragon. But...
That's harsh. I mean, that's pretty harsh. Blaming a hit for something that Neymaris and Alessandros both had a hand in.
I'm
specifically
only hearing what I heard. That's all I heard.
I mean, that's the thing that gets me. There's Neymaris and Alessandros are standing by letting Hit take the fall for this. This is crazy.
I think that's I'll let Hit fill in the rest probably.
Hit, it is now up to you. Yours, please.
I'm gonna go off scope here, but I think we talked about it earlier. I like the design of the coffins in the room. I just thought the foam coffins were a standout for me. I thought it was a really good idea that you did the, cutting them open, making them.
I made them initially, just had them in the shape, had them sitting in the room. I thought, I actually want to have, because if I kind of thought the lids are off and they would become difficult terrain around the coffin. If someone wanted to sort of move over it, would become difficult terrain. So I thought, how easy it would be just to cut the lid off, like cut a section off, hollow out the seams for a little bit, and actually turn them into coffins. It's not difficult. Give them a dry brush with some grey paint and draw a design on the front with Vivid. It actually turned out a lot better than what I thought. So,
and then the idea of taking that coffin and
he froze. He'll be back. Don't panic.
Am I back?
Yep.
Right. And then sinking the coffin. The idea to sink the coffin into the ground and
that was awesome.
That was really cool. Yeah.
I was really interested to see how you guys were going to deal with that, knowing that this thing could potentially come back. There was a number. For me personally, from looking at it from the outside, there was a number of options that could have been taken. Collapsing the roof, collapsing the whole thing, like with the entrance, collapsing all that, so that no one could actually gain access to it. By using the Druid spell, which literally now encased it in solid stone, it was really cool.
By the way, I did have mending. It's a cantrip.
I do have mending.
but it states specifically, and we've overused it before. It states specifically it can only mend a small amount of an area, like a foot.
It's very You would have had to have cast it over and over and over again.
And it actually, the way it's worded, you couldn't overcast it like we've done that before. You couldn't actually do that. So. And
that's something we've got to be, and that's something I think we've got to be aware of with cantrips, and we have addressed this in the Curse of Strahd campaign with the power of a cantrip. The cantrip is a very base spell and has very limited power or use. So,
I mean, when you read the cantrip, it tells you can. If you're trying to fix an item, it will only fix X amount of the item. You can't just go cantrip. It's not powerful enough.
Yes, exactly.
So that
poor Drax. We weren't specifically getting at you, Drax, but it was just that was the moment that it sort of came up in game where it was needed to be talked about, and it's something that I think a lot of new players. I mean, I've certainly made the mistake as a DM. Yeah, and as DMs, I mean, I've made a mistake as a DM as allowing the use of a cantrip, the overuse of a cantrip, or the excessive use of a cantrip. So we've got to be just more aware as players and DMs that cantrips are very limited spells and have a limited ability to them. So
I think because we used it to amend a door or a wagon or something a few times. We put a whole door back up with it.
That's right, yeah. Which is something you really can't do.
Thinking, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Oh, well. I mean, again, mistakes get made, and as long as you can sort of be consistent throughout it, and it's not too much of an issue. For me tonight, again, just overall combat. You guys. I mean, I'm finding it harder and harder to come up with an encounter that's actually relatively challenging for you guys. I mean, that mummy that I gave you guys is a challenge rating 18, and you guys blew through him like he was butter. So.
Well, that one that we've just buried.
Yes. And that
so what was he?
I'm not telling you. It's my own creation, Trash. You're not going to be able to look it up anyway. So it's my
variation. Is what he was.
It's my variation on a mummy lord. I've made some. I'm taking creatures from the books and making my own out of them. I'm adjusting spells. I'm adjusting stats to accommodate, and it's more so because you guys are now level 12, and the damage that you guys can put out is like super high. So, and everyone's got different resistances and things like that. So it's actually getting really tough now to come up with an encounter that is actually hard for you guys. So I'm actually having to adjust these creatures as I create them. So, which is cool though. I mean, it was still a good fun. It was a challenging fight off the back of the previous fight.
Yep.
Which I think you handled relatively well with the limited spell slots and things like that. There was potential for someone to go down in this fight, but I think you handled it reasonably well. And it was, again, luck of the dice for the other two coffins not to break earlier. So,
what did you have? You left Fiala on? You had one level 4 left, and that was it. I was done.
I had like about 5 spells left, I think.
Yeah, so you were getting pretty close to tapped, yeah. But that's it, though. I mean, that's what comes down to utilising what you've got, and I think you handled it pretty well. So we're going to call it there. We're now heading on call to 11. I know people have got work and shit tomorrow, so we need to get out of here. So players, next Sunday night, Ali's birthday. We'll have you guys. We will say for the intents of the story that you are back in Valons. You've made it back without any incident, and are preparing to do something for Alishon's birthday. The full moon will be high, Ali, so you will need to choose what you're going to detune to, because you're already attuned to 3 items, and which you're going to replace with the Apollo's bow.
Already decided.
So we will do that next week. So we're going to have a time skip of about a week. So chat, that's it from us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again this evening. Appreciate it very, very much. We are going to raid. Who are we going to raid tonight? Who's on?
And because of our time skip, all the little monsters we beat up will give us level next.
No, no, but you will get before I forget.
Level 15?
No.
Oh, we just jumped.
You get a minus level, minus 3 levels, so I can make my encounters easier. Beerford Room 1, you get 4,500 XP. So it'll be 4,500 each for that, and we are going to raid. Who's on? Dreaded Gem. We're going to raid Dreaded because we haven't raided him for a little while.
So close.
I know.
How close to the next level, guys?
4,000 or 3,700 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
We will adjust that next week, I think, with depending on how good the role play is for the party. We might do a milestone level for the party next week if we have a good one. So if you guys can come up with something decent for the party, we might do a milestone level.
Now we've got to do party IDs.
Fiela,
can we
by the way.
assume we've already paid for this stuff and it's
No,
there?
we'll work out that as well. Fiela, you're gonna the morning when you woke up, just so you know, you took 12 points of necrotic damage when you woke the following morning, and your maximum hit points is still reduced by 10. So bear that in mind. Actually, this may not work very well for the time skip. You're going to take damage every day during the time skip. So we will say that...
Not allowed to die.
20, 30, 40, 50. Is it 10 a day?
It's rolled. So I'll do some
rolled,
rolls. I'll do some rolls and let you know what you take. But I would also allow you to determine... We'll do this off camera. Michelle, during the week, because you would eventually figure out what it is and you would know how to get rid of it. So it's after the second or third day. We'll do that off camera and we'll sort that out before the start of the next show.
Yeah, next level 6100 required.
How are you so far
Why
behind
do I
everyone
have
else?
that?
Why are you behind everyone else, Trash?
Yeah, I'm not that far back.
I have 113,900.
I've only got 109,400. I might jump behind you guys.
You're behind them anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a milestone level. We're going to bring everyone to the same level after the next show, depending on your roleplay. So if your roleplay is shit, you don't get it. Okay? Alright guys, that is it from us. We're going to raid Dread. Starting the raid, ending the show. See you tomorrow night for some Monday Night Pew Pews with some Modern Warfare. Yeah, no pressure. Magic, no pressure. But if you roleplay shit, you don't get nothing. Laters. Bye bye. Take care.